welcome to episode 11 of Into the Podcast. I am your host, Sam, and with me, the other host, the main man of the moment, Mr. Ryan Chittenden.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. For a Sunday evening.
I know, it's getting late. I'm feeling a bit tired this evening as well.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long weekend.
Long weekend, early start. So you've been on the piss as well, haven't you?
I have. Although I started early and I finished early.
Which isn't bad.
Which isn't too bad, but then you still feel it the next day, don't you?
You do. So it was this Sunday evening. We were supposed to record on Friday, but got poorly car.
Poorly car, brakes not working very well.
That's not a good thing, is it?
Not really. Very sketchy ride to work.
When you messaged me at work, it's like, we've got a problem. I was like, oh, what the fuck now? Oh, you're going to bail, are you?
Yeah.
The car's fucked, brakes don't work. Yeah, we better not do it then. You better go home, mate.
Probably for the best. So yeah, that's in the garage tomorrow. So fingers crossed, it's all good.
So we should hopefully be okay for an episode next week. If not, we do have a backup plan, so you get a little something.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to look after our boys and girls out there. The only thing is, doing it on a Sunday evening is my darling daughter is in bed, so they might have to do a bit of chopping, whatever, in case she comes down and wakes up, because as soon as she hears voices, she'll get FOMO and want to come get involved.
I mean, that's fair.
And I think she'll be shit on a podcast, so I'm not putting her on it.
No, not a special guest appearance.
I've tried before, mate. She won't shut up, and then you put her in front of a mic and she doesn't say out. She's very boring, bless her.
Okay.
So here we are. It is a new year. So for everyone else, this is going to be like the 12th and whatever, but it's the first time we've properly got together in the new year.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is
no.
it?
No, we got together last week, didn't we?
I don't know what day it is.
I actually can't remember. When did we do the last episode?
It must have been last week at some point.
Yeah.
What day is it? Sunday?
I got a fucking clue. Well, Tuesday was the 3rd. So no. It was before New Year then.
Yeah,
it was. So Happy New Year, mate.
Thank you. Happy
That
New
took
Year.
a while to figure out, didn't it?
We could tell we're tired. Just the cogs were not turning then.
So how's the year treating you so far?
Yeah, it's all right. Back to work. That's always difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It was only a short week last week, but still, I was feeling it. By Friday, I was half asleep.
Yeah.
It didn't help as well because Claire's still off. She didn't start back at work till Monday. So, she gets to stay in bed. I'm dragging myself out. And it's pitch black and it's just grim. And then
Claire,
bane of my life.
I know she should be saying to you, take another week off, darling, so we can do stuff together. But instead, I bet she kicked your ass out of bed every morning so she could starfish, didn't she?
Yeah. And don't wake me up as well when you do it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Knew it. Well, so far, my new year, I've stuck to every goal I've had.
Amazing.
For one whole week. It's going to go to shit next week.
So what are your goals?
Well, so the New Year's resolution is just to eat better. Try to lose a bit of weight, but I'm not putting a lot on that because I'm not going to start weighing myself and shit.
Yeah.
If I eat better, it's going to happen.
That's it.
So the rule I've kind of given myself is Monday to Friday, I eat well.
Yep.
Weekend, I'm going to do what I want. Because let's be honest, if I'm about and I'm making an easy meal, but if I'm going to go out and eat or get a takeaway, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So all week has been, I've been making food for work, making salads and just healthy shit, just all fruit and crap.
Nice.
So I've stuck to that. I've stuck to a vitamin regime.
Yeah, you were telling me about this before we started.
Yeah, because I just thought, fuck it, I don't leave the house ever, so I could probably do with a bit of vitamin D.
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like
true.
That.
Yeah.
So I started that, just being a bit more productive, planning stuff for the podcast. I've been all over it. Started a new job.
Yeah.
So
how's that going?
That is going all right. Just a lot going on. Quite stressed with it, but I'll get there.
You'll get there. Of course you will.
It's the same as every job, isn't it?
Yeah, as soon as you start a new job, it's always overwhelming to start with, but once you get your head around it, you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, so I know that's going to change my life ever so slightly because the hours are different. I've not got the flexibility I had before. That's what happens when you're big boss man, though, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, that's
what I
it.
mean?
That's who you are now.
That's who I
you
am
are
now.
responsible.
What the fuck is that? Who made that decision?
Nothing you don't deserve, mate.
Yeah, thank you, mate. So the best thing is, when I applied for this job, I wrote out my competencies, and they sounded like a 3-year-old wrote them. So I sent them to our mutual friend Mel Woodward.
Yes.
And I said, Mel, will you look at these? Because she's just shit hot. She can turn dog shit into gold. And this thing come back with words I'd never heard before. Still with the same content, but sounded mint.
Yeah.
That got me the interview.
Nice.
So got the job because of her. Sat in my first day induction. Mel works at the same place as you. She walked through the door for the induction.
That's so
and I was like,
weird.
what are you doing here? She goes, what the fuck are you doing? I said, you got me this job. This is the job that you applied for me. She went, oh, well, I did well then. You did very well, Well done, mate.
Smashed it.
Yeah, so things are a little bit stressful there, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to, but all that's done is made me realise I don't really want to work, so pushing this podcast a bit more. And
once we're rich and famous from this podcast,
exactly,
we don't have to work another day in our lives.
And that's what the idea is. So, as I tell you every week, we're not going to do this without your guys' help. Unfortunately, we haven't got a lot of money to put into advertising, XYZ, so it's all word of mouth. And luckily for us, we're actually getting quite a few people that we don't know or old friends that have just come out the woodwork after X amount of years. It's lovely. So please keep passing this on to your friends, to your families, to everyone you can. Get them listening. Once them numbers are up, I've got some ideas I'd like to start throwing your way. So please, please, please help, support. Definitely. So we spoke about my resolutions, Ryan. What are yours?
What are mine? You know what? I don't really set New Year's resolutions every year.
Okay.
I always have the film one that we spoke about
every year.
So I always try and do my 52 new films.
Did you fail?
I failed last year.
I knew, yeah.
I failed.
So. I had every faith in you, mate.
I know.
You found magic and that was it.
That was it. It just took over. I got to 50 as well.
Oh, no way, really?
50.
Fucking hell, man.
It was like New Year's Eve and going around Kyle's. It's like, could we not go out drinking? Could we just stay in and watch 2 films?
You could watch 2 films at Kyle's.
I know.
Just in the background, it would have counted.
I know. So this year, we start again. We go again. 52 new films.
You'll smash it this year because we talk a lot of film. So
yes.
You will smash it this year solely for the purpose of the podcast.
Yeah, I think so. And we've got, plenty more cinema trips planned with the Psycho Sickos. And I think so. So as well as that, I think, today, as we were talking about earlier, I went on a lovely 4-mile walk around Chatsworth.
I saw you look very sexy in your gear.
Thank you very much. So I quite like to do that, quite like to get out, do a few more walks and stuff, because it's so easy to just sit at home and do nothing. Especially if you're busy during the week, you just want to chill or just get pissed at the weekend. So
yeah, of course.
But Claire signed up to do a half marathon for charity, like a walking one, like a hike one around the Peak District.
Well done, Claire.
So that's in June. So she's training for that. So the plan is try and do some more walks in preparation for that. So I think that'll help get out there because living right on the doorstep of the Peak District, there's so many.
Oh, absolutely.
So many incredible places to go.
You don't want to waste it.
Yeah. So I think try and do that. Another one I've said to myself, I want to try and be more creative this year.
Okay, talk to me, baby.
So, just doing little things, obviously we spoke before about how I do the wargaming stuff and do the Lord of the Rings stuff, which I've done since I was 11.
Yeah.
But I'm someone that obviously with that you have to you buy the figures, you have to assemble them yourself, you have to paint them yourself, and I am so lazy I don't do any of that. So I'll buy all the stuff.
Yeah.
And it will just stay in a box forever, for years. And I've probably got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of gear just all boxed up.
Right, okay.
And it's and I always say to myself, and I think we spoke about it before, just get off my phone, put my phone down, because I've just spent 45 minutes scrolling, doing bugger all.
And you found nothing in 45 minutes?
Yeah. When I could have done something great. I could have assembled all that stuff, or I could have painted loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Or we spoke about before. It's 45 minutes of a film we could have watched, or so trying to do more creative things like that. One of the inspirations for this was, again, coming back to Magic. We spoke before, and we saw that box, didn't we? It was a commander box or whatever. It was literally a box for all your stuff, all your gear to go in.
Yeah,
really nice. And it was some ridiculous price off of Etsy for 300 quid or something.
300 notes, yeah.
And it's insane amount of money. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, this thing. But part of me thought, I was if I put my mind to it, I would be able to make, not to that standard, don't get me wrong, but I could make something like that quite easily.
Yeah.
If I just put my mind to it. So I thought, why not? Sod it, why not? Try and do some more things like that. Could save myself, because I'd never buy that box, 300 quid. No. But if I could make myself one, I don't have the money to. If I was minted, it'd already be there.
How you're going at magic at the minute, I wouldn't be surprised if you went, oh, you know what?
I just need it.
I just got it. It went on the credit card. I'll pay it off.
Yeah, I know. That's the worry, isn't it? But yeah, so I just thought little things like that. Try and be a bit more creative. Do a few new things. Try some new things. I don't know. See how it goes. It'll probably not go anywhere because New Year's resolutions don't always. But
so I love that. Yours is be more creative, go on more walks, do all this stuff. Mine is literally just stop being fat and watch less porn.
Yeah, the porn in there. That one crept out.
Yeah, they're literally my two. There we go. So we're both winners.
Oh, I don't know.
I've already failed on one of mine.
Amazing.
Obviously, just eating fatty foods. Obviously.
Yeah.
I used my air fryer for the first time today to make my chips a bit more healthier. It's fucking fancy bit of kit, that, mate.
I've heard. Yeah, a lot of people bang on
food. It's fucking. Tell you, treat yourself, mate.
Really?
Yeah, Lidl, £50.
Well,
nice and cheap.
Yeah, nice. I'll have to look into it.
During this episode, Ryan.
Yes.
Did you hear that Into the Podcast are doing a giveaway?
You know what? I might have heard that on the grapevine about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah. And every week said I was going to do it. I kept forgetting.
Would you like to draw it out?
We do like to draw it out.
Tease the listeners.
So just like this episode is obviously we're going to tell everyone who's put in for it to listen to the episode to find out who's won because the one thing you can do is listen to the fucking episode if you're going to get this box because you've seen the box, Ryan.
It's an incredible box.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
It's really, really good. Yeah. I actually want it for myself. Yeah, so what you don't realise, what I've actually done is I've created a load of fake accounts.
I thought I'd never heard of half those people. So a bit like this, we are going to string it out because if you're listening to this episode, I'm not just going to give you the answer now so you can turn it off. At some point in this episode, and it won't be at the very end, so don't try and skip, you motherfuckers. We will get the winner of it. Now, what I will say is, me and Ryan clearly aren't in it. Your wife is in it.
Yes.
Some family are in it. So don't think we're just cheating if Claire comes out, all right? It's just what happens. I've just got the famous fucking unicorn bowl that makes it in every episode, just full of bits of paper. Listen. Ooh, I bet you can hear that. just sloshy paper everywhere, and I'm going to film Ryan pulling a name out at some point during this episode, and you're going to win the mystery box that I actually put a bit of effort into.
It is. You've done a lot of effort. It's a fantastic box,
and it's not even complete because I say this now. I did go to buy a big bag of sweets, but I decided the movie mix from B&M is the best pack of sweets you can get. And it wasn't open when I thought of that, so I'm going to go buy that tomorrow to finish it off and then send it.
Nice.
Actually, no, because fuck it. If it's someone that you know, you can just take it.
I can take it now.
Well, can you buy a bag of sweets on the way
I'll buy a bag of sweets.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. Okie dokie. Right. So the idea for episode 11 is we couldn't think of anything now. That's not true. We had a load of ideas, but everyone's been really, really helpful, really supportive so far. The numbers are great. We are loving everyone that's getting involved in this podcast. So we just thought, New Year. We've got 10 episodes out. Let's just give you guys a little bit of something. What do you want to hear?
Yeah.
Tell us, because this is something we're going to bash out there a little bit more. Mm-hmm. We want you guys to be more involved, especially on social media. So we're going to start doing things like polls and tell us what you want to hear. We're going to start doing the Q&As, stuff like that, just to get you talking with us because we love talking to you guys.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about what we've spoke about on the air, which is really nice. So, that's what we thought we'd put out there. So I basically just said to everyone, let us know what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. I've got 14 ideas down. We're not going to go through all of them, but because some of them are banging episode ideas, not just for a quick 5-minute chat.
Oh, yeah, we've looked over some of them, and it's like that would be a quality, that's like an hour and a half episode. Yeah. Some great ideas in there. We've really got some good stuff.
Definitely. So we will be doing that. But to start, we can't really get into an episode, can we, without filling our bellies.
I'm feeling a little snackish.
Are you feeling a bit snackish?
I am. A little Sunday night snack.
Sunday night snack. But the problem is we can't really snack without Drew Flanagan telling us we're allowed to snack.
Oh, yeah. Who is that? Who's that guy again?
Drew Flanagan, he's this guitarist fella who's pretty damn good, you know.
Right,
and at the minute is randomly in the Sahara Desert.
He is, yeah, genuinely is in the Sahara Desert.
I thought he'd been quiet for a while, and then I just saw in his story he's literally just in like a trailer in the middle of the Sahara Desert eating a mini croissant. Yeah. And ready salted crisps. They're not the crisps to be eating in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Drew, come on.
Oh, incredible.
So, Drew, if you could sing us in, my friend. This is Snack of the Week, sponsored by the amazing Drew Flanagan Music.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come 2 hours on with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the Snack of the Week.
Fantastic.
I love it.
Yeah,
just
great.
love it. I had a friend of mine called Matt Heaton message me earlier saying, I have just rewound your episode 5 times to listen to Snack of the Week. I absolutely love it. Can you just confirm the lyrics for me? Because I don't want to keep singing it in my head wrong.
Yeah, it's I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah. It's that second line.
It's the second line. We do have the lyrics written down somewhere, but I always just
critique.
Come on, culture critique. So go on, everybody.
It's the Snack of the Week. I think we do better than Drew. We don't need him anymore, do we?
We'd make up the second line.
So, seeing as this is listener pick episode, a listener picked this Snack of the Week for us.
Incredible.
And this, so my housemate Josh. So not only did he not know we was doing a listener pick,
he
just randomly come and go, I bought Snack of the Week for you this week.
Oh, amazing.
When I went shopping, I was like, that couldn't be any more perfect because we're doing a listener pick. So as a listener, because he'd not listened to last episode, I was like, this is your listener pick. He was like, oh, brilliant. He then passed me a bag of Fairy Tale World vegan gummy sweets.
Okay.
And I said, Josh, that's even more perfect because last week we was talking about how we want to know how good vegan chocolate is.
Oh,
and stuff,
yeah, we did.
Didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So we're about to find out. They're sour, apparently. They're from the sweet corner.
Nice.
Let's get these bad boys open.
That's worked out well.
Oh, my God. So thank you very much, listener Josh.
Yeah, thanks, Josh.
Would you like Fairy Tale World vegan gummy sweet?
Sure.
There's a look at that. Oh, there's a lovely picture of a fairy on the front.
Fairy.
It's cute,
glowing
isn't it?
little fairy dust.
I'm going for a red because they're my favourite.
I've also got for red.
Is yours a star?
No, mine's like a dolphin.
Yeah, dolphin.
Seahorse.
I don't know.
Is it a fox?
Seahorse, fox. Let me have a look.
I don't know what that is.
A
wolf?
I'm going
Dog?
with banana.
I'm just going
Just
to eat
So there's no gelatin in this.
Quite sour.
They are sour. It did tell us that. It did warn us. I've just picked up one of them. I think this is
Quite
a
nice.
mermaid. I'm going with mermaid.
Mermaid. Oh, it's Fairy Tale World. So do you reckon they're all like random fairy tale creatures?
I don't know.
Oh, I picked it. Right. I swear.
I've got a top hat.
Top hat, yeah. I've got another fox, pigeon,
Slash.
wolf, horse, seahorse thing.
We're going to give them out of 10.
I don't really like gummy sweets normally, but
God, I love them.
they're not really my go-to. Well, these are good. I'm going to give them an 8.
Yeah. Enjoying these bad boys.
3.5.
Yeah. You know what? That gummy sweets are my jam.
Right.
I fucking love gummy sweets. So I'm all about it. So this is how we're going to be talking for the rest of the episode.
Pretty much, yeah. That's not going to get annoying.
This is a big bag of sweets.
They're good.
And the sour as well.
Yeah.
Pulling that face.
Yeah, they are.
So thank you, Josh.
Yeah, cheers, Josh.
I'll put another one in my mouth. For the Fairy Tale World sour gummies.
I might just get another one. Just one more.
Have yourself one more. Go on.
I just want a different one. It's the same creature, but now green. What's going on?
I don't know, mate.
Tastes good, though.
So, thank you, Josh, and thank you, Drew Flanagan Music, for your amazing jingle and your continued gift to the world, which is your music.
Yeah,
It'd be better when it's on Spotify.
Yeah, he's in the Sahara Desert. We can let him off for 1 week.
Can we?
Probably not.
You saying there isn't Wi-Fi in the middle of the Sahara Desert?
I mean, he's uploaded on Facebook.
Good fucking point. I was making a joke there. You're fucking right. Get it on Spotify, Drew. The problem is we're just going to say this every week until it's on Spotify. I know he's putting stuff on Spotify, but the more we moan, the quicker he'll do it. So what we got next? Okay, so we're going to carry on with the listener's pick. We mentioned this in the last episode. Claire, your wife, your darling wife, her head teacher at the school came back with his top 5 cereal randomly, didn't he?
It was on Boxing Day, wasn't it?
It was on Boxing Day, that's it.
Yeah, because Claire's been pushing the podcast at school, so thanks for that, Claire.
Thank you, Claire.
And and Rob came back with his top 5 cereal.
Yeah, which I think is just outstanding. It really made my Boxing Day.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It was outstanding.
So good.
So I messaged her back and said, well, you text Rob back and tell him we want a top 5. We don't care what it is. Tell him and we want to hear what his is. And he came with us. Didn't think about it. I should probably find what his was at the end just to quickly go through it as well. But he come back with top 5 cartoon characters.
I have got them. Let me just see if I can get them. But yeah.
I should be able to find them quicker because I don't text Claire that much. So it'll be in like our last 3 odd messages. So
yeah, cool.
So top 5 cartoon characters. How did you find this one?
A little bit tricky because there's so many cartoon characters.
Massive.
Like so many. And what I probably enjoyed as a kid, like looking back, it's hard to like those cartoon characters as much now as I do other cartoon characters for cartoons I still watch, if that makes sense. So it's trying to almost put myself in that old mindset of like, when I was a kid, what did I absolutely love and what did I absolutely smash?
Now you see, I didn't go down that route.
Did you not?
I thought back.
Yeah.
I did think back. And later on, we are going to be discussing something given to us by a listener. And that's where I'm going to get a little bit more nostalgic with the kids' TV shows. So I thought back of what I loved then.
Yeah.
Does it continually give me happiness? What were the characters like?
Yeah.
And really the connection I had to them back then. Was it the character or the show that I loved? I really put thought into this for cartoon characters. I have. So a lot of mine are probably a bit more modern.
I think
a few of mine are from childhood, but there's some more modern ones.
To be fair, I would say only one of mine is what you class as a kid's cartoon character. All of the others are either modern or ones that were around at the time, but not necessarily what I'd class as like a kid's cartoon character.
Okay, interesting.
We haven't actually spoke about this, so we've not done any like checking in, like any rules behind this as well.
I just sent you it and said, do it.
Let's do it. Let's just do it. And so there's a few things like I haven't gone for any. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what you've got at all. But like superheroes, I've not counted them myself.
Me neither.
Like Claire, we were chatting earlier, and she was like, "Oh, you're not going to have like Spider-Man?" Because I love the Spider-Man, the X-Men cartoons.
X-Men. I was going to say X-Men.
Like all amazing. Batman. They were like the cartoons that I smashed as a kid. Like I watched them to death, and even some of them now are still great. But I don't think of them as cartoon characters. So personally, I've not put any of them in my list. Even though some of them could easily be in there, but I wouldn't class them as cartoon characters. Does that make sense?
And they are, but we definitely went down the same route.
Yeah, okay,
because
cool.
Again, fucking superheroes can come into practically everything we do.
Yeah, exactly.
So for one time, I was like, I don't want any of that shit. One of mine, you wouldn't even class him as a superhero. He no.
Okay.
They wouldn't. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okie croaky. So my first is very modern. I think he is a classic character. He's funny. He's dark. It really... I don't think you look at him and want to be him because his life fucking sucks. Yeah. But his adventures are outstanding.
I know you're going to... I think I could take a guess who you've got. Because he's probably on my list.
I've gone for Rick Sanchez.
Yeah. I've also got Rick Sanchez.
Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, for those of you that don't know. Rick and Morty is possibly one of the best cartoons of modern time.
Yeah.
There's some brilliant... And I do watch a lot of the more adult cartoons like Paradise PD, Final Space, stuff like that.
Yeah.
they're good, but nothing will hit that Rick and Morty standard. All the characters are fantastic, but no one is Rick Sanchez.
Yes.
He's an arrogant, horrible piece of shit that doesn't give a fuck about anyone on Earth because he's seen the universe. He's seen the multiverse. He knows that none of you matter. And the fact that that is an ongoing storyline and every season he gives less and less of a fuck the more he sees, to me, is genius.
Yeah. Okay.
So tell me where you are with Rick Sanchez.
I mean,
because then I want to tell you something else.
So I didn't get introduced to Rick and Morty straight away. First time I got introduced to it, we were on a stag do, and I think it was one of the lads just put it on in the morning when we were absolutely hanging. So
good hangover show.
We were all just dying, and I was like semi in and out of consciousness, and all I could hear was like the theme tune going. They're like, woo, like they're sort of like. I was like, what is that sound? And then everyone was just. All the lads were just like dying with laughter and like, it's incredible. And I think at that point, the first 2 series were out.
Yes.
So we started binging it, like random episodes, and I'm like, this is unreal. Obviously, it's just it's a mental show, very adult themed.
Yeah.
That's the multiverse of madness, isn't it?
Oh,
that show.
Yeah.
And it's just, it was just incredible. So I went back and binged it, and I rewatched season 1 and 2 again and again and again. And Rick's the star of the show. You know, obviously it's Rick and Morty, but it is all about Rick. Like,
oh, definitely.
He's this genius, this drunken, alcoholic genius who's just an arse and like exactly everything that you said. You know, just jaded, isn't he? And like his life's just gone to shit. So exactly like you said, I would not want to be Rick, despite him being a genius and going on all these mad adventures, because he's just always miserable.
Yeah.
But with Rick, the options are endless, aren't they?
Definitely.
You do not know what you're getting in every episode. I've fallen off the wagon a little bit with Rick and Morty in recent years.
Really?
I've not watched the latest season.
Okay.
I don't know whether it's because I was so attached to like the first 2 and then the 3rd season a little bit. I do feel like it lost its way a little bit.
Okay.
But again, I don't know if that's because the hype was so high for that show.
To me, it's just got more mental.
Yeah.
Every season as it goes on gets more crazy, more off his tits.
Yeah.
And I still love it. Because it seems to me like such a progression. And I don't know whether it's meant to be that way or they've got different writers in or whatever it is. But the progression seems to be every season he gives less and less of a fuck.
Yeah.
Everything is more and more mental. Obviously, you have to do that to beat your previous
I think that's it. It's always trying to outdo itself, which is so difficult when it's already mental.
Exactly. But it fits perfectly in the timeline and the story.
Yeah.
It fits so perfectly. You know, like everyone is just so involved at the moment with the fact that with all the intergalactic fucking adventures, everyone's involved.
Yeah.
They're giving more characters more airtime and stuff like that, which I think is quite cool. But yeah, I still love it. I love the new season.
Yeah. It's not something I'm like, I've gone off. It's just something I've not caught up with. It's just, I think it's because I watched it to death.
Yeah.
I almost, you know, when you just listen or you watch something to death and it almost, you end up putting yourself off it a little bit because you just become it becomes all encompassing. So it's like, oh, I'm a bit burnt out of it. So I will get back to it. But yeah, Rick is the heart and soul of that show. And what I love as well is because it's the multiverse, we get so many different multiverses, different versions of Rick.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it's just hilarious.
Yeah.
There's no limits or boundaries.
Definitely.
With Rick.
Before we move on then, just very, very quickly, I finished High on Life today.
Did you?
I completed High on Life today. It's fucking brilliant. And I just wanted to bring this up because the second to last boss, right, you're fighting him and he like puts this gas in the air and you go all fucking crazy in your own head and it's really trippy, very Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And you go through all these like dialogue scenes and you jump down this hole and then he'll be floating and you've got to shoot him, right? And so you're floating and you're trying to shoot him and then he turns into like 50 versions of himself and it's like, oh, which one am I? You got to shoot the real one.
Yeah.
And all of them are black and white by the real one, which is coloured.
Right.
But like the whole dialogue is, oh, you think you're a good fucking video game player, but you can't guess which one I am. And I'm like shooting him. And he's like, oh yeah, look at you. You're a great, like taking the piss, like being sarcastic. He's like, oh, you're a great video game player, aren't you? Oh yeah, just because you've racked up 900 hours on Rocket League. I was like, get out of my head.
Oh, my God, it's a personal insult to you.
I was like, you bastard. And I start fucking shooting him to shit, changing guns out.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
I know.
That's so good.
It's great, mate. Get it played.
Yeah.
It's not long at all either.
Yeah, I need to get it downloaded and just blitz it out because you've said it's incredible. A few other people I've spoken to have said it is amazing.
Yeah.
Just for the comedy more so than the actual gameplay, but it's still great. Yeah. So I will get it downloaded. But that's amazing.
It's
I love
fucking
that.
ace, isn't it? Right, give us. So we've both done one now. So give us your number 2.
Okay, I've gone for maybe. I'll put it out there. Maybe the most iconic cartoon character of all time.
Okay.
Any guesses who that might be?
Thing is, I don't want to say who I think I've got in my head in case it's someone you've got later on down the line.
Yeah.
I've fucking up one for you.
No. I don't think it'd be any of the other ones I've got.
Okay. I'm thinking He-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not where I went, actually. Not at all. I've gone for Mr. Homer Simpson.
I've got Homer Simpson.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the most iconic characters. Not just cartoon characters, characters in popular culture of all time.
You can't show a picture of Homer Simpson to someone and them not know who it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I've never shown my daughter Simpsons.
Yes.
But I bet through the 5 years she's been born, she'll have come across him. And if I went, who's that? There's a good chance she'd know at 5 years old.
Yes.
You know, Doe. Everyone knows what Doe is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows with the Simpsons itself, like Eat My Shorts, Down the Cowman, all that. But
exactly.
I mean, very early Simpsons that was. And not only that, everything nowadays is basically just a different version of Homer Simpson. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's like the OG of that whole, I don't know, genre of cartoons. I think he almost paved the way for the adult. Because it was sort of like, as a kid, you could enjoy The Simpsons, but then if you watch it again as you're an adult, you pick up on different things. Mm-hmm. It's written, especially the early stuff. Like, I don't really watch it anymore, and I know the new stuff's got very mixed reviews. But basically, like peak Simpsons, like the 90s Simpsons, it's just unreal. It's some of the best TV of all time.
Couldn't agree more.
And there's a reason that, you know, The Simpsons have been going since the 80s.
Oh, absolutely.
It's insane. And Homer is massive in that. He's such a quotable character. Mm-hmm. He's ridiculous. He's funny. You love him. You hate him. He's stupid. He can be heartfelt. You know, he ticks all the boxes. And obviously, there's so many episodes. You get so many versions of him.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's the original, like that father figure who can be everything. And like you said, he sort of paved the way for all these other characters. They're all different versions of him. And
yeah.
I don't know what to say about Homer other than, you know, he speaks for himself.
Yeah, exactly. And I think anyone that truly was going to do this list, even before, if they pressed pause and we said this is what we're doing and wrote their list, Homer Simpson would be on it.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, when we say it, they'd be like, fuck, why is Homer Simpson not on my list? Because anyone that's done this list and has Peter Griffin on there,
yeah.
Because a lot of people say Peter Griffin. And the whole reason I went for Homer is because Peter Griffin popped in my head immediately. And I went, well, why would you have him when you could have the original Peter Griffin?
Yeah, exactly. And I had the exact same thought in my head. You know, Peter, in a lot of ways, he's just a more ridiculous version of Homer.
And I'm sure Seth MacFarlane would be like, absolutely. Yeah. That's where I got him from.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, Homer Simpson. I love The Simpsons as well. For me, it's just comfort. I grew up with it. So it was always on. It was like on Sky One. I think it was always on between, like, I don't know, 6 and 7 or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that it was just like comfort TV. And even now, I love the fact that it's all on Disney Plus, and I don't utilize it enough. But it's one of them that I could just stick on in the background, and I jump in and out, and it's just comforting. But
did you ever? I think you would have gone to town on this. Did you ever play Simpsons Untapped on your phone?
I didn't. I think I downloaded it, but I actually got the Family Guy version.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Like Family Guy. It had like a specific title, but yeah. I had the Family Guy version of it.
Untapped, mate. My town was, and I never put money into it. I could have done 1,000,000 times.
Yeah,
my town was fucking ridiculous.
Was it?
Oh, mate. Yes.
Yeah.
I would put it get to a point where it's like you're trying to build something and it took 7 days to build.
Yeah.
Instead of the rest where it's like 20 minutes. But I was waiting them 7 days. I was waiting. I was checking to the minute.
Yeah, I know. I totally get that. I had exactly the same with the Family Guy one.
Yeah.
With the Family Guy one, I made sure, because I had an iPad at the time. I only downloaded it on that, so I didn't have it on my phone because I knew I would be on it all the time.
That's a good idea.
So it was one of them, like, I come in from work and I could check on it. So it didn't take over my life because I know it could have easily done that.
Yeah, Untapped did for me, yeah.
So yeah. What's your next one?
Okay, so I'm going to follow the theme here. This will be someone you've never heard of.
Okay.
And it'll be something that a lot of people will never have heard of unless they have children of a certain age.
Right.
So I've gone for a character called Bandit, who is from a child's show on Disney called Bluey.
Right, okay.
Have I ever spoke to you about Bluey?
I don't think so.
So my daughter is obsessed with Bluey.
Right.
I watch Bluey without her in the house. It is that good.
Really?
So the premise of it is 2 kids, Bluey and Bingo, mum and dad, Chili and Bandit.
Right.
The adult humour in this child's TV show is second to none.
Okay, amazing.
The episode, so we had one last episode before Little and went to bed tonight. She's loving it. It's all about whale watching and Bluey and Bingo. And they make you feel like shit parents because they do nothing but play pretend constantly with the kids.
Yeah, okay.
And you do feel like a shit parent because sometimes you like to go away. Just play on your iPad. Do you know what I mean? But this episode, she's like, one more. And she's loving it because it's about the whale watching, blah, blah, blah. But mum and dad, the whole reason they're whale watching and using them as a boat and a whale is because mum and dad have been pissed up the night before and they're hanging out their arses.
Right, okay.
And they can't be asked to play with them. So they're like, what can we do just laying here? The comedy is fucking brilliant. The dad is hilarious. Everything he says is just a wink and a nod to the dads.
Right, okay.
It's written so well. No matter what he says, it's like the kids probably won't get this, you know, like, you know, the last episode, so they brought a couple of new episodes out the other day we watched. The whole premise of the episode is they have a trial around the kitchen table because Bluey, the daughter, accuses her dad of farting on her head first thing in the morning. And he's like, he fluffied on me. It's fucking genius, mate. And it is like a full, like, pretend courtroom. It's so funny. I inspire to be him as a dad. As a cartoon, they're Australian dogs. That's what they are. I inspire to be that man. His life is fucking... Look, search for him. His life is great. He's from a loving family and he is the world's greatest dad, but he's got such a brilliant sense of humour. I fucking love it. And like I say...
This guy?
And so that's Bluey, but the guy at the back is Bandit.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's just so good, man. I got some socks a few years ago. Bobby got some Bluey ones and I got Bandit ones, like matching socks.
Amazing.
They're my favourite. I just fucking love it. So a good friend of ours, Goss, that you still... No, we don't work with anymore. He moved on.
He did move on.
He left bless him. Bastard. Doing better in his career.
How dare he?
He loves it.
Right,
he's always like tagging me in shit.
Yeah.
Like, he's exactly the same.
I've never come across it.
Honestly, one day when you come round, I'm going to show you an episode of Bluey.
Okay.
And like I say, it's a kid's show, mate.
Yeah.
But I know you'll love it.
Yeah, sounds amazing.
You'll be taking it back home and you and Claire will be watching it for fucking days. So,
fantastic.
Yeah, so for those of you that have never come across Bluey or Bandit, it's on Disney Plus. I just suggest to watch an episode. Episodes, I'd suggest, I'll go for Unicourse. Unicourse is a very good one. Or Ragdoll. Them 2 episodes fucking blew my mind. I still laugh, and I'm talking tears laugh, and I've seen them about 100 times.
That sounds incredible.
It's so
definitely
good,
going to. Yeah, it sounds good. We'll get together and we'll watch the episode. We'll get pissed and we'll watch it. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So that's my number 3 because I also had Homer Simpson. Who is your number 3?
My number 3, yeah. So I'm going to go for. I'm going to change from my previous ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sticking with the kids theme that you've introduced, but mine's old school. This is the only one that I've got is that I would class as like the kids TV program. So I've gone for Tommy Pickles.
Oh, Tommy. Now I was thinking Rugrats, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't go, and I probably would have gone for Chucky.
Right. Yeah.
Over Tommy Pickles, but Tommy Pickles is a fucking boy, mate. He's a thinker, isn't he?
He is a thinker. He was always like the leader of the group, wasn't he? The Rugrats.
Thick as fuck, though.
Yeah, I mean,
as a baby,
he's a baby.
Yeah, thick as fuck. Be more intelligent.
Yeah, and I used to love Rugrats. Like me and my sister used to watch it all the time when we were kids.
Mate.
Like absolutely binged it, and yeah, I loved all the characters. They were all like unique in their own way, but Tommy for me was my favorite. And then obviously they brought the films out, didn't they? What was it? What was Rugrats Go to Paris? I think
Rugrats Go to Paris was one of them.
Was that the second one?
I think
was the first one Rugrats the movie.
I think it was. It was Rugrats movie. It was.
And then I always remember the opening scene. It's where Tommy is Indiana Jones.
That's right.
And so it's like the Indiana Jones scene. He gets chased by the boulder, and then like, but he's actually like Indiana Jones with the hat, and you know, it's like in a fictional world. And then it like, you know, cuts because it's just their imagination. He's just like playing in the garden or whatever. I haven't watched that show since I was, I don't know, for probably 26 years or something.
Easy.
I don't know. God knows.
And later on, one of the topics we're going to do for listeners' picks, we're going to be going back to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And because in this, I want to keep talking about different ones, but I'm going to save it for later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rugrats is up there now. In fact, I'm going to save this for later on as well. I would very much like to get my daughter into it and see how she feels, because obviously we was watching this when we was probably like 10.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
A little, double her age, but I think she still quite like it.
I think so. It's not going anymore, is it?
No. Oh God, no.
Because I remember didn't they change it to like a teen version where they were like grown up and they're like teenagers?
Did they? I know they did an episode.
Right.
Back then where they were teenagers, but they might have done.
I think they did like a full one where they were like teenagers. I never watched it.
What was so funny about it was the fact that they went on all these adventures and they were just babies. It's in their imagination. And they get fucked off back in the playpen.
Yes. Yeah. And
I saw a thing recently where it was, this is going to make you want to kill yourself, it said. And it was, just remember that Tommy Pickles' mum and dad were supposed to be 32.
Oh God, yeah.
And I was like, I'm 2 years older than that. Fuck.
You're 2 years old. What was he called? Stu and Lou?
No. I can't remember what her name was. Because you had Chucky, then you had Phil and Lil, Angelica. Stu.
Didn't he get a younger brother called like
Drew? His younger brother was Drew.
I thought it was like Dill or something.
Was it?
Phil, Lil, and Dill. Or was that? Did they have a younger kid as well?
I'm sure they had a younger one
called Dill.
Do they have a baby? Like
they might have had like a baby. Then
I can't.
I can't remember.
And then Phil and Lil's mum was like this power walker.
Yes.
Type thing,
Yeah.
Always wore like the headband and stuff.
Yeah.
Chucky's dad was that absolute dweeb.
He didn't have a mum though, did he?
He didn't know. Because there's some. I'll have to find out, but there's some conspiracy theory about that.
I've seen some mad conspiracy theories.
Have you seen
Rugrats.
the whole thing about how none of it's real?
It's all in Angelica's head because they're all like actually like dead or something like
something
that. Like Tommy's like a stillborn, and then like
it's some fucked up theories.
Like there's some. It was mad theory. Like I'm sure it was like a university paper that someone like published about it, like a proper analysis of it. I remember, I think it's quite old now. I think when I was at uni, people were talking about it.
Yeah,
that's like. But anyway,
that's going deep.
That's going deep. Like
we don't want to be going down there.
It's Sunday night. But did you ever have the games? I
did, mate. I loved the game.
On PS1.
Yes.
Oh, they were banging games where you could like play the golf and all sorts of like lots of mini games on it. They were quality really games.
Were. Can you remember what his favourite cartoon character was?
It's the dinosaur.
Yeah.
And it was, I want to say, it's either Reptar or Raptar or something.
It was, yeah. Was it Raptar?
Raptar.
It was Raptar, yeah.
Yeah, it was Raptar. So it's like, didn't it have like one where it had like a pull string or something?
Yes.
Like, I am Raptar, hear me roar.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
Yes, I am Raptar, something dinosaur.
And then he gets locked in. There's that episode where he gets locked in the toy store, and there's the big robotic one. And he's scared of it. Yeah.
Oh, what a great cartoon.
I know, mate. Like, I can't remember what I did yesterday. But I remember episodes of the Rugrats.
Literally at the start of the episode, we couldn't remember what day it was. When did we last see each other? Like,
here we are quoting Rugrats. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, it's so funny though. But yeah, that was the only one I've gone for that's just like a nostalgic character, because I haven't watched Rugrats since I was a kid. All the other ones I've watched,
okay,
like still now.
then I will carry on with nostalgia.
Go for
Again,
it.
I've only gone for one that is probably nostalgic, and we are talking real nostalgic. To this day, genuinely still makes me laugh out loud, and I do still watch it today.
Go on.
So I've gone with Jerry, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry is, I'm not going to say it's underrated because it's not, it's massive. But it is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's quality.
It is so funny. And I know we all know it. Cat versus mouse. Cat chases mouse. Mouse gets the upper hand. There's so much more to it than that.
Oh,
the comedy behind it is genius.
Yes. Yeah,
the fact that it was silent, bar the owner of Tom, and you only ever saw her legs.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Thomas?
it. Yeah.
So it's like she gets scared of the mouse and she jump on the
that's
stool.
it. Yeah.
Like, other than that, it was all pretty much just like donks and clonks of whatever they hit each other with.
Yeah.
Jerry is a boy.
He is.
He knows he ain't getting caught.
Oh, he knows
Who
it.
are you, fucking dickhead cat, chasing me around?
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
You ain't going to get me. No matter what happens, you ain't getting me, bro. And he's smart. He's smart because he knows how to get him. He knows how to get that cat. And he'll just sit back. He'll watch him. Oh, I'm just going to run over here. Get fucked, mate. It's like the whole Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote situation, isn't
Exactly
it?
the
You know
same.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it, mate. And to this day, if I was to see Tom and Jerry on, I would sit and watch it because I just think it's so funny. That whole cat chases mouse.
It's timeless.
It's
isn't
timeless.
It? Yeah.
It is timeless, but it is done so well.
It is. Yeah.
You know, I mean, bloody hell, when did Tom and Jerry start, do you reckon? 70s, 80s?
Yeah, it's got to be.
So we're talking before my time, and it still lives up today.
Yeah.
And it always
definitely.
will.
Yeah.
Bobby will grow up knowing who Tom and Jerry are, and it will still be on. And there'll be some version of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, we were talking about like The Simpsons earlier. Like their cartoon in The Simpsons, Itchy and Scratchy.
Exactly.
It's like just gimmicks or knockoffs of like Tom and Jerry.
Absolutely, yeah. Just a little bit more violent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't ever remember watching Jerry skin Tom. But then again, I could have been traumatized and just blacking it out. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Who's to say? I can't 100% say because I've not watched every single episode of Tom and Jerry out there. So
no,
could have happened.
So yeah, again, I don't have to go too much into this. Tom and Jerry's fucking legendary, and Jerry is a boy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great choice.
How many you got left?
I've got 2 left.
Cool.
I'll go for another one, which is a bit more adult themed. But he looks very much like my last pick.
I can't remember what you said your last bit was.
Tommy Pickles.
Tommy Pickles. Oh, I don't know. Go on.
It's Stewie Griffin.
Oh, you gone Stewie, have you?
I've gone Stewie.
Okay.
I love Family Guy. I've not watched it for a long time, but like I watched that to death. It was almost like my comfort thing for a while. Like, when I had loads of knockoff DVDs of it that my mate had made at uni. So every time I got in from uni when I was just pissed, I would just stumble, put these random DVDs on and just binge Family Guy and just pass out to watching it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. And it was quite nice because I feel like obviously growing up you had like The Simpsons and stuff like that, but Family Guy was like the next level, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
The humor was ridiculous. It was like over the top, bit more adult themed.
Adult themed, yeah.
They had like the throwaway or the cutaway gags that they always do. But Stewie was suddenly like, what I loved is like he's totally different to a character that's come before. Again, I could be wrong, but like you look at
we've seen.
I said earlier, like Peter is clearly like a knockoff of Homer. Stewie is the total opposite of like Maggie, the baby from The Simpsons.
Or Bart,
who doesn't say anything. Stewie is the baby who is just like this maniacal, crazy,
bent on world domination,
like genius baby that's like creates these mad situations. Starts off just by wanting to kill his mum all the time, and bent on hell bent on world domination. And he's just hilarious. Like he's ridiculous. He's over the top. Goes on these mad adventures.
And possibly the only, maybe you can correct me, and I have seen every episode of Family Guy, possibly the only character with a full character arc. Because he's not the same Stewie that he was when he started.
Oh, yeah.
He's been through it.
Yeah.
And he is a completely different character who he references old Stewie a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas I suppose you don't really get that from anyone else. all right, they're all slightly different at the beginning, but really, fucking Peter is still the same idiot.
Yeah.
Lois is still the same.
Yeah.
Chris, fucking Meg, she's got her episodes where she goes off and does her own thing.
Yeah.
Brian, they're all the same.
Yeah. I feel like Stewie is the main character in that show.
Agreed. Agreed.
Obviously, they've all got episodes where they're the main star or whatever. They have their own arcs. But like you said, I feel like Stewie, he's the one that transitions. It's almost everything through Stewie's eyes in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I used to love the mad episodes where it'd be like him and Brian would go off like, I don't know, to Britain or
with
would
all
go
the musical numbers at the beginning.
Yeah,
and shit,
I loved all that. Just daft
We're
shit.
on the road to Rhode Island.
Amazing. But I could have picked Brian as well, I think, maybe. Because I did love Brian as well. Because he was sort of like the cool, dweeby dog, but like loyal and
you see,
a bit more.
That's what I love about him. He's an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I love what an absolute sex pest he is.
Yeah.
I love how he thinks he's this famous author, and I love how much they put him down as well. He knows everything. He's really into literature, but then he'll get schooled on fucking classic novels constantly and shit like that.
And then he'll just randomly remember that he's a dog and he'll go chase a ball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm absolutely loving the newer series as well. His rival is Quagmire. I love in the newer series how much they hate each other.
Yeah.
Or because he shagged his dad who's now a woman.
Yeah. Like, what?
Now that's a character arc there, Phil. Yeah.
So I could have picked Brian because I do like Brian, but Brian and Stewie, that sort of combo.
Yeah.
Again, it was one of these, like, if we did this list again, I could easily pick some different characters. Like The Simpsons, you could pick any character from, so many iconic characters from that. Again, I think Stewie speaks for himself.
Yeah, he does.
He's, a huge, huge character.
Yeah. So I'll go on to my last one then, and I'm not going to give too much time onto this because he's already come up. He made it into episode 1 of people I would like to be friends with. Can you remember who it was?
Days. You're testing me now. It's got to be a Flintstone.
It was not a Flintstone. Yeah, I knew you'd think it'd be Fred Flintstone.
Well, the Flintstone... Did the Flintstone...
Flintstone's never made it.
I thought you wanted to live there.
I want to live there, not someone's want to be friends with.
Okay, who do you want to be friends with? Oh.
He's a fan of a Kamehameha, my friend.
Johnny Bravo?
Goku.
No. Oh, okay.
Goku. So Dragon Ball Z, fucking still love it today. I've got so much nurture. In fact, I've got a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle of Dragon Ball Z right there, next to me.
I can see it.
Love it. As I said in the first one, he is so, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, it's all about Goku versus Vegeta. A lot of my friends are more Vegeta over Goku, but Goku's just a boy. He's a bit thick. Don't fucking know anything that's going on. All he wants to do is eat a shitload of food. I do go through. The housemate's just walked in and he's trying to be really quiet. Bless him. He's just thick as shit. All he wants to do is train, be the best fighter on earth. Mm-hmm. He doesn't hate anyone. Right. He actually loves everyone. Okay. And he's just like, if someone really fucking hates him and is trying to murder him, he's just like, you're putting up a good fight. I'm really enjoying this sparring with you. And he comes across so arrogant when he's just really not. He's not arrogant about it. He's just, I am really strong, and I really like that you give me a good fight here. This is fun. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, okay.
It's constantly dying, coming back as well.
Right. He dies a lot. I didn't know that.
Yeah. He does a lot of that because when you die, he just goes up to heaven.
Right. So I've never watched Dragon Ball Z.
It's so good, mate.
So many people have said, and I know it's massive. It's a huge, huge show. It's like, it's a massive piece of pop culture that I have not scratched the surface with. And there's nothing against it. I've just never come across it. So,
he's just a man striving for more. That's all he is. He's got a fit anime wife.
Yeah.
He's got a cool kid.
Yeah.
And he's just a boy, mate. It's just a boy. I love him.
Nice.
So good.
I'll have to check it out.
You will. If you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, though, go for Dragon Ball Z Kai. Because basically what that is just suppressed into fewer episodes.
Right.
Because if not, you will watch 27 episodes of him charging up a Kamehameha. His move. There will literally be 27 episodes of him just charging that up, ready to throw it.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It is ridiculous. There was one episode that I saw that wasn't in Kai. The whole episode was him doing driving lessons.
Okay.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's pure early anime, you know what I mean? Ridiculous. But so Goku, he'll hit every list for me.
Nice. Great choice.
Thank you, sir. Last one, my friend.
So last one is one that's probably not as well known. Well, I know it for a fact because I've pretty much said a lot of major characters so far. I've gone for Gary Goodspeed
from Final Space.
I love that show. It's on Netflix. For those that don't know
Is it still on Netflix?
It's still on Netflix at the moment.
Okay.
But I don't know how long for. For those that don't know, like Final Space, it's like a fantasy science fiction show, and the first season it follows the main character Gary Goodspeed, who is in prison on like a prison ship floating through space. He's got to do like 5 years, I think, a 5-year prison sentence, and it's just him on this ship. He can't leave, he can't fly anywhere, and he's just got like robot companions that like are there to make him not lose his mind.
Yeah.
And he's how to explain it? He's mental, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like someone with ADHD that's on speed.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He's all over the place. He doesn't stop talking. He's loud. He's ridiculous.
He's made himself believe he's captain of the ship.
Yeah.
When he's a prisoner.
And he's a prisoner, and he's just like he's just so deluded. But he is hilarious. When I first watched the show, or the first few episodes at least, I was like, oh, this guy's so annoying. He's like really high pitched. He doesn't stop shouting. He's just talking constantly. You know, he doesn't stop for air. But the more I watched it, the more I was like, this guy is hilarious. He's so legendary. I quote him all the time. Like, he's probably one of my most quoted characters. For just ridiculous things as well that don't make any sense. So first season, Gary as well, he is just fantastic. He never gives up. He's, you know, if he sets his mind to it, it's like, we're going to do this. It's like, like bros, we're together, like the clasp, but like he's just like this loyal friend, fighting, you know, these mad alien monsters on his ship, just getting into random. The first series is quite a contained story, isn't it? It's like it's all about him.
It is, yeah.
Each episode starts with like him floating through space, and you know it's like a countdown, isn't there? Like the AI in his head is like, oh Gary, you're not going to survive. You've got a minute's worth of oxygen, and then it's like, you know, don't tell me the odds, and it's like and then just cut to like the opening credits, and then it'll like a flashback like to a few weeks earlier, and then each episode starts with that. It's like, Gary, you've got 40 seconds to live. And I love that first series. The second and third series, I feel like they toned him down quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a bad move. I can see why they did it, because he is annoying.
Yes.
He is very annoying.
As you said, most people I know, including myself, I listened to a podcast today where they're talking about Final Space.
All right.
They gave up on it after a few episodes and had to be told to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Because they found him annoying.
And I totally get it, because I was the same. Yeah. And I can see why they toned him down. But again, I think that was a mistake, because the people that are watching series 2 and 3 are the ones that have already powered through one and then learned to love him.
Yeah, exactly.
So suddenly when they've toned him down and he's not as stupid, he's not as over the top, I felt like it almost the death of his character in a lot of ways.
Definitely.
So definitely first series, Gary is on my list. He's a more modern one, something I could watch all the time. But as we alluded to at the start, it's not looking good for Final Space, because as soon as I finished Series 3, which came out, I think, last year, maybe the year before, the creator of it, who voices Gary, which is so weird because I saw like a video of him talking. I was like, oh my God, it's Gary.
It's like whenever you hear Seth MacFarlane talking real life.
Yeah. Exactly the same. And he basically said, like, it's been cancelled. You know, they've been bought, like the company that whoever distributes this show have been bought out by someone else, and then it's not looking good. They can't get someone to save it, and now it turned even worse, because I think what's happening is it's now with Netflix, but again the rights have gone to someone else, so it's now just going to be cut from Netflix, and it won't be on anything ever, and it'll never see the light of day again, which is absolutely devastating. Like, surely somewhere they've got to release it on like DVD or something.
Yeah. Or
I'm sure there'll be illegal streams of it,
because
they've got to be some way of getting it. But what's devastating as well is the show will never finish.
Yes.
Like, Series 3, it's got an ending, but it's not like an overall ending.
Of course.
So it is a shame. Hopefully one day, you know, Final Space will be saved.
enough people make enough noise, it happens,
Yeah,
because they know how to make money.
I know, but it's not looking good at the moment. So fingers crossed for Gary. But for those, if you can, watch it before it goes.
They're only like 20-minute episodes, aren't they?
Yeah, and stick at it.
Yeah,
Persevere. Gary is annoying as fuck, but you'll learn to love him.
Yes.
Or I did anyway.
Yeah,
that's why he's on
I
my
totally
and that's
agree
why
with
he's
you.
on my list, because he's someone a bit different as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. Fantastic list there. Takes us down memory lane, mate. I
It
love
does,
shit
yeah,
like this.
it does.
Shall we hear from our boy Rob?
Yes, go on.
So Rob gave us Inspector Gadget. He said, no explanation needed. What a guy.
Yeah, okay.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Fucking agreed.
yeah. I never really watched much of Inspector Gadget growing up.
Did you know? I really enjoyed it. Very weird looking man, though.
Yeah,
He looked a bit dodgy, didn't he? Especially in that anorak.
very,
But
very
you know
dodgy.
that's where he keeps all his special fucking robot arms and stuff. So
Or
it's
special
all right.
gadgets.
Next boy, Hong Kong Fooey, my friend. Crime fighting mastermind. I have them all on DVD, he says.
Nice.
Hong Kong Fooey was fucking ace.
Yeah.
Next one was not a TV show. It was a comic book.
Okay.
Not one that I've ever read. Roy of the Rovers. So that was a kid footballer, wasn't it? Is it a kid footballer?
I don't know. I know the name.
I'm sure it was. I've got a picture in my head of what Roy of the Rovers was. Ryan's just going to get a picture up. I'm fucking adamant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah, footballer.
Yeah.
Looks like a Sabutio player.
Oh, fuck it, Sabutio. Sabutio.
There's a word I've not said.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Next was my favourite. He put this as number 2 as my favourite. So me and my brother used to get comic books when we was growing up. Weekly used to come and you get like a drumstick lolly attached to it.
Oh yeah.
So Desperate Dan.
Okay.
He put Who Doesn't Love a Cow Pie. Now I was Desperate Dan. I was Desperate Dan all the way. My brother, on the other hand, was his number 1 pick, which is Dennis the Menace.
Right. Yeah.
My childhood hero. He was on my duvet set as a small boy.
Nice.
Adorable. So growing up, Dennis the Menace. I got Desperate Dan. That wasn't the name of the comic, was it? Can't actually remember. Was it called Desperate Dan?
I can't remember. I never really got any of these comics.
No. See, yeah, we did growing up. My brother would never let me read Dennis Menace. I won't let him read mine.
Right.
And he's always got cooler fucking like sweets and toys and shit
that's
with it as
annoying.
well. And back in the day when you could get a comic for like 50p as well. Not these. I buy comic books and it's £5.50 a comic.
Yeah.
Like a magazine. It's just and it's absolute dog shit. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I could do a whole episode on that.
Great list. I mean, there's loads that we've not mentioned. I feel like there's some honourable ones just to say, like growing up, like Hey Arnold.
We're going to talk about his mate. Don't bring him up. Don't bring him up.
All right, I'll not say, but like, I was tough. I found because a lot of these shows as well, with the cartoon shows, it's hard to pinpoint an actual character. Like if
Absolutely.
like if you say like I don't know, Scooby Doo.
Mhm.
I loved Scooby Doo, but I didn't have a specific favourite character.
Yeah, because nowadays it's Shaggy because he's a fucked up stoner who just
Yeah.
loves to eat. But back then you didn't seem like that.
No, exactly.
He was just a bit of a dumbass.
Yeah.
If you can see on my thing here, see all the scribbles there.
Yeah.
That's because I started writing TV shows, cartoon shows, to then try and pick a character afterwards.
Yeah.
Because what did I love? Who was the best character from that?
Yeah, that's it. Like my favourite cartoon show is of all time is probably Futurama. It's incredible.
Really?
Yeah.
And you ain't got Bender in there.
But I haven't got Bender in there because
That's madness.
like as a character, he's great.
He's a great character.
He's a great great
whiskey
but,
drinking, cigar smoking robot.
Yeah.
Yes, boy.
But he was never my favourite character.
No? Was you a Fry guy?
I was thinking earlier. I was like, I love Futurama. It's got to be a specific character, but there isn't.
No.
Again, I love the collective. Each episode, they're all slightly different. So some episodes are like Bender is the absolute boy in this episode, and then another episode will be like, Bender, you're being a twat. Like you're just doing my head in this episode.
Yeah, okay.
And same with Fry. Like Fry would have some incredible episodes, and then he'd just be like the stupid idiot, and I'm like. Okay, it's a bit too slapstick for me.
Yeah,
or like even like side characters like the Professor, or I did originally have Zap Brannigan on here.
Now, Zap Brannigan's like guy who worked under him who married the other girl on the ship. Kiff, he was my boy.
Yeah.
I loved him.
Yeah,
he was so wet, but I fucking loved him.
And then just work it like him and Zap were just ridiculous.
Zap Brannigan,
this deluded military general who's like the head of like doesn't wear trousers, like head of the army, is like this absolute sex pest, and he's just somehow always like becomes out the hero, or like even if he is, he's just so deluded. What a character!
He's a fucking great character.
I remember one of the best things through, I think it must have been through lockdown, and when it was all kicking off with like Trump in America and stuff, the guy who voiced Zach Brannigan basically read out all these quotes from Trump, but in the Zach Brannigan voice.
That's outstanding.
And like, it just sounded ridiculous because there were literally quotes that like Zach Brannigan would say, like these absolutely out there ridiculous quotes, but hearing them as Zach Brannigan, it was phenomenal. It was so good.
That is awesome, isn't
it? But yeah, so difficult to, I think the hardest part of this was differentiating the characters from the show.
From the shows, yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually, yeah. Yeah, so thanks, Rob. I fucking enjoyed that.
That was good, yeah.
I loved writing the list, but I love talking about it even more.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely. Right, so should we jump on to, let's see how long we've got. We're an hour in.
That's good going.
Banging. So I'll tell you what, before we get into this, should we pick a winner?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Going to do it randomly.
In fact, studio audience sat in the back there, Joshua, can you come over here, please? Can you get your phone out and just take a video of because I will fuck up.
Okay.
I can't do two things at once. Can you take a video, please, of Ryan picking a winner? So here we go. You're not hear that? Chung, 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 chung. There's all your names. I've just noticed on Instagram, people are going, I can't see my name in there, or I can see my name in there. You're all in there, I promise.
Okay.
Even the people that didn't follow the rules to the T, I've put you in there because I love you.
You've been generous.
All.
Right, I'm going for it.
Ryan is picking one. We've got a cameraman now, and Ryan has picked a winner. Open it up for me, baby.
Jess Williamson.
Jess Williamson.
My sister.
Your sister. Jess Williamson, you have basically won your husband a load of good shit. Because I want to see him wearing that hat.
It's a great hat in that box. There's loads of good stuff in that box.
It's a good box. Jess, well done.
Yeah. I feel like that's deserved because actually from today's episode, because it was Jess who reminded me of Tommy Pickles.
Was it?
Yeah, so we were speaking about that today. Yesterday or the other day, I can't remember. But yeah.
There you go. And she also sent you, which you forwarded on to me, the most adorable video.
She did, yeah.
Which is your 2-year-old nephew.
Sending in as his top 5 requests.
Yeah.
Which were top 5 reindeers.
Top 5 reindeers, yeah.
And top 5 cars.
Top 5 cars. And then something about you had to go see your mum.
He just got bored of that and then wanted to ring his mama, so my mum, so he tried to ring his grandma.
Which we could do on the air right
now. Wait, see if she's listening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're about to find out, my friend. Right, so Jess, well done. This box is pretty banging. I'm quite proud of it. Ryan, you're going to have to buy some sweets to put in this box.
Yeah, and I can drop them off with the fish slippers.
No, do you know what? No, I'll tell you exactly what you're putting in this. Jess, you are not getting any sweets in here. Ryan is going to buy you a Chocomel and put it in this box.
A Chocomel, yeah.
A Chocomel is going in this box. It was your sister that had them, wasn't it?
Yeah, just in the fridge, tagged into the podcast.
So I was thinking this earlier. I was like, shit, we should probably start, because I've got hundreds of these boxes, which they're not full of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm going to put in. I've got a lot of ideas. But I was like, we should just start doing snack of the week. Each one we put in there, we put one of the snack of the weeks in.
Yeah.
So Chocomel would be good because you can buy it before you give it I didn't want to buy one and then have to ship it out somewhere. And get there 5 days later and it's just a block of mouldy fucking milk.
Yeah, that, you bastards. Well done.
Yeah, enjoy your toys. So, Jess, when you get this, we want some photos, please. So we'd like to put them on social media of just how starry-eyed you are from winning this amazing prize.
Yeah.
Which is funny because obviously we guested on another podcast the other day. Well, a live stream, wasn't it? Not a podcast. It was, yeah. From the Utopia Project. And your brother-in-law, her husband, won a prize on that of some fish slippers.
Some fish slippers.
So you've got 2 prizes to drop off.
I have, yeah. At least it's just at one house.
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to do too many journeys. Saving on that petrol.
Yeah.
So thank you all very, very much for getting involved. Like I say, I love a mystery box. So
that's banging, that mystery box.
There's a good box in it. So as much as, there's other things we can be doing. I've got some eyes on some good prizes. I'm just going to keep doing mystery boxes for now.
Yeah.
So we can bang them out. Even if we do one a month, it's quite nice. So keep putting in for them. It's always a bit sad when you put in and you get a bit excited in that last second, don't you? The Utopia Project do one every week and I always get excited. And I've seen the gifts they give. Most of them are shit.
I mean, the one time I guested on their podcast for that live stream, Fish Slippers and Rescue Cow Calendar
came away. Vladimir Putin toilet roll.
All banging prizes.
Yeah. Do you know what the prize was this week?
No, go on.
It was an iPad.
What's the catch?
It was a pad with 2 googly eyes on it. It's fucking banging.
That's incredible.
The best prize I've ever done was a bag of 100 babies.
Oh, yeah, they were telling me about that afterwards.
They literally, like, the size of your little fingernail, just 100 babies that size. They're fucking terrifying.
Absolutely awful. Awful.
So, yes, well done. Thank you, everyone, for getting involved. Please get involved with them in future because we will be doing plenty of these. We like to give back to everyone that listens because you make this worthwhile. You have been all fantastic to us. So, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, so we're going to go through this list now. Again, we're not going to talk about everything. So, for those of you that have put in some stuff, we're not ignoring you. We will talk it out, but some of them are just worth a conversation at a later date or a full episode dedicated to it.
Yes.
So, for the first one, I've sort of flicked through it with Ryan, but he's not seen most of these. So, the first one we got from a guy that we mentioned earlier by the name of Yorgos.
Yep.
He gave us Metal Lords to watch.
He did.
Metal Lords is on Netflix. You might have seen it, and it's a bit of a coming-of-age type film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I watched it. You didn't get the opportunity.
I've started it, but yet to finish it.
So I was going to talk it through, but what we decided, it was Ryan's idea actually. I think it's fucking genius. Moving forward, we want to get you lot involved, and we want you to send us your 60-second recommendations. Get yourself onto the podcast, and we will clip it in.
Yeah.
So, Goss, we're not going to talk about Lords of Metal. You're going to give us a 60-second recommendation.
Yep.
And we're going to play it.
Yep.
In the next few episodes.
So send us a recording.
We're obviously going to get in contact with you just in case you... I know you listen to this every Monday, but just in case you haven't, I am going to get in contact with you. But obviously, if I don't, please get in contact with me. We would love to get your guys' recommendations. So this one's for you, Goss, but everyone else, food, music, film, TV, games, anything that you love or you really want us to watch. We get messages all the time. Have you seen this? This is really good. Send us it on a 60-second recommendation.
Absolutely.
Don't just get us to watch it.
Yeah.
Get our 855,000 listeners. Sorry, 8.5 listeners to watch it as well or play it as well. I know not everyone is that comfortable to record themselves. Yep. So we totally understand that. But yeah, we'd love to get some of these on.
It'd be quality. It'd be really nice to get to, like you said, we get loads of people recommend stuff.
Yeah.
It's just conversations we have daily with people. Like, I think it's conversations anyone has all the time. Like, watch this last night or watch that. Mm-hmm. Send it to us as a recorded 60-second clip. 60 seconds no more because we'll cut you off.
We will cut you off.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. And we will know because I have to clip it in.
Exactly.
So.
And we'll be harsh.
We fucking will be harsh. And if you don't want to do that, you can send us it as a video.
Yeah.
Because I think it'd be really good to do that and clip in Drew's music at the beginning and the end. Just have a nice smiling picture of Drew with the jingle and then their 60-second recommendation.
That'd be quality.
So either audio or video or however you want to do it. If you send it us as a video, we'll still probably clip the audio and put it on.
Yeah, definitely.
But when you said this to me, Ryan, earlier, I got so excited because, again, I love getting people involved.
Oh, same.
This isn't about you and me. This is about the people that we interact with on a day-to-day basis. We do this to talk to people, basically.
Yeah, this is like I just said. These are conversations we have with people all the time, and it's what everyone does. Like, have you seen this? Have you watched this? Have you played this game? Have you tried this new food? Like, people, this is what we do as like bloody humans, innit? So it'd be great.
Let us ask you. Have you tried talking about it in 60 seconds? Bet you haven't.
Yeah.
So give yourself a little challenge, motherfuckers.
Exactly. Stop talking for so long.
About
I only want to listen to you for 60 seconds and then I'm done.
That's what people say about this podcast.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Maybe if you could just make it a little bit shorter, like 60 seconds.
60 seconds and just shut the fuck up. That'd be great. So we have that. So the next one, thank you, Goss. Send that in. We know you will because you're a fucking babe. The next one was from a friend of mine called Matt Heaton. Again, this is a film you haven't seen, so I wasn't overly going to do it. But he's been messaging me the last couple of days. He really wants to hear my opinion on it. So his was the film Old, which was a film that came out in 2021 by M. Night Shyamalan. What are your opinions on M. Night?
I've not watched that many of his films. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I'm struggling to think of any that I've actually watched.
Never seen Signs?
Mel Gibson one?
Yeah.
I've seen most of it when I was a kid, but it's one of them I wouldn't say that I've seen from start to finish.
What about The
Village? No, again, another one I've seen most of, but not all the way through.
I fucking love The Village. What other films has he got? Split, Unbreakable.
No.
Not seen any of them.
No.
Sixth Sense.
Sixth
Sense.
Why
can't I say that?
Sixth
Sense. There we go. Fucking hell.
That's really hard. Again, not seen it all the way through, start to finish.
The Visit?
Doesn't ring a bell, that one.
Mate, I want to watch that with you.
Okay.
It's a shaky camera film about these kids that go visit the grandparents, and the grandparents, it's fucking brilliant. Great twist at the end.
Okay, that sounds cool.
The Happening?
I have seen that one, and that was... Oh, God, that was...
Do you know what my problem with that film is? Because I love the premise of that film.
Yeah, I think we spoke about it before in a previous episode.
Yeah. It's Mark Wahlberg and fucking Zooey Deschanel. I love Zooey Deschanel, not in this film.
The whole film...
Get rid of them two. That was casted so fucking terribly. So we've got After Earth Devil, which was the one in the elevator.
No.
I think that's about it. After Earth. Get fucked, mate. Oh, right. I'm surprised. I thought you'd be all over his stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to do an episode on him.
Yeah.
And then that'll get me up to speed.
Yeah.
With his films.
Absolutely. Love him or hate him. He's very Marmite. He's very well known for his big plot twists at the end. I like a lot of his stuff. He can completely fuck a film as well. I mean,
lots of supernaturally stuff, isn't there?
Lots of supernaturally stuff. Loved Sixth Sense. Loved. Really enjoyed The Village, actually. Signs. Fucking love that film.
Yep.
Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix at their fucking finest. But yeah, really good stuff. So this did interest me when it came out. The premise of it was a bunch of people on their holidays go to a beach, and on that beach, time like every 20 minutes every 50 minutes is 2 years.
Right. Okay.
So one family go. It's daughter, mother, husband. So man, wife, and then their mum.
Okay.
Who's a grandma. The grandma dies very quickly because she's already very old.
Yeah.
The dog dies very quickly. The kids so although your adult characters don't change that much over time when you think about it. So what they're saying is a couple of days there is 50 years.
Right, okay.
Or whatever. So when you think you and me won't change how we look that much over a 20-year period, whereas kids will.
Oh, yeah.
So when they've been there a small amount of time, they obviously grow, they look different, all of a sudden they're teenagers, it's pretty crazy. So that's the premise of the film. They just go on holiday, they go to this thing, crazy shit ensues, people have illnesses, one has a tumour that's supposed to be benign, one has mental issues that obviously get worse through it. There's a really fucked up pregnancy scene in it.
Yeah.
So lots of weird scenes. It gets quite chaotic at times where lots of people talking, no one knows what's going on, keeps you in the dark. So, okay, interesting. Everyone in it was shit, in my eyes.
Oh, really?
I think everyone was terrible. I thought it was acted awfully. The premise of the film is very meh.
Yeah.
Okay, don't really get what's going on. The twist, on the other hand, interesting, because it's one of those twists where the bad guys and what they're doing, there's a little bit of a, okay, I see why you're doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the whole Thanos thing.
Right, okay, yeah.
You agree with Thanos?
Yeah,
Don't you? Let's be honest. He's a prick. He wants to get rid of half of humanity.
But he's got a bloody good reason for it.
You make a bloody good point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dickheads about.
They're very true.
So it's kind of that. So loved the twist. Everyone was awful in it. Honestly, everyone was awful. Did not enjoy most of the acting.
Anyone on it, like, we know? Like,
no, if I'm honest with you. There wasn't
Right.
there wasn't that many people that anyone
that jump out.
There was one of the kids that grew up, he looked very familiar and I can't remember where I know him from. But yeah, unfortunately, just he wasn't very good. It just wasn't very good. There's some pretty weird scenes, like they get cut and immediately it heals. Because when you think time's moving that quick, that it immediately turns to a scar and shit like that. It was just executed poorly.
Okay.
I think the twist was very good. I don't think there's enough substance in the actual story for what they was trying to portray. So they had to shove shit in there.
Right.
And unfortunately, some of the stuff they could have done well was just done by bad acting. Was undone by bad acting.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's a no from me, if I'm honest with you. Off air, I'll tell you the twist if you're not interested in watching it. Because I don't want to do it. Because some people might be like, oh, I am still quite interested because I love Shyamalan films. Yeah. That's cool. So I don't want to ruin it on here.
That's fair.
So if you want to give it a watch, it is on Now TV, Sky Cinema. Not recommended from me, if I'm honest with you. I just think it was just a bit poor.
Yep.
A bit poor. So moving on to the next one was The Lovely Wife.
Yes.
Claire, she gave us Stephen Graham. Now, we spoke about this last episode or the episode before?
Recently. It was recently.
Claire, we cannot do this justice in a few minutes.
No.
We are going to do a full episode on Stephen Graham solely because I want to go and watch a load of his films.
Me too.
I haven't seen.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a fantastic actor.
He's outstanding.
And he pops up everywhere in the most random of places.
So diverse.
Some massive TV roles as well. So, yeah, we'll have to properly invest and plan out that episode because we want to do him justice.
Absolutely, it's going to be hard. So I was never the biggest This Is England fan. Not the fact I didn't like it. I think I watched season 1 of This Is England or whatever it was, and I just never carried it on. And then I kind of lost a bit of interest in that type of TV show.
Yeah, Claire's been pushing for us to watch that because I've never.
This Is England.
I've never watched it. Whereas Claire has watched it quite a lot and loved it.
I also know Stephen Graham's fate in it because I watched a TikTok.
That's a shame.
Where it kind of showed his last minute. So, as far as I'm aware, people don't actually know what happened to him. It kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger with him, but I know what that cliffhanger is.
Okay, yeah.
Because what was the last one? Was it 90? This is England 90, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I've seen that. So, Claire, we will do Stephen Graham because he is such an immense actor.
Yeah.
And he can put his hands on anything.
I feel like he's finally in people's the common people's psyche now. People are aware of him. He's always been around for years and years and years.
But only really touching your British TV shows.
Yeah. Yeah. But
whereas now he's big time actor, big time films.
Yeah, absolutely. And people know him, rather than watching him going, hey, that's that guy who, he's the one in This Is England. Or isn't that the guy from Snatch? Everyone goes, Stephen Graham. Oh, I should be banging. Now people are aware of him. I think he's finally getting the credit he fully deserves for his roles. He pop up randomly. He's in a bloody Pirates of the Caribbean film. He's one of them that, yeah.
Yeah.
He will do a quality job, whatever he's doing.
Is that the episode we get your wife on?
We can pose that, yeah. That'd be good.
I think she'd 100% come on.
Yeah.
She's clearly passionate about the subject, so it'd be quite nice. It's also another reason for us all to play Magic together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to have her on because I do love chatting shit with your missus anyway. So
that'd be good, yeah.
It'd be really good to get her on for that episode, and it gives us time to sit down. We'll do it in a bit, so it gives us time to sit down.
We'll
and
have to prep,
watch
there's a lot. Depends how we do it as well, because obviously he's done a hell of a lot of TV. I don't know if he's done more TV than film. I would say so. Especially the stuff that he's the star of. He's the main man, whereas a lot of the films he's a bit part.
Yeah. Okay, so this is how we'll do it then. Because it's our podcast, Claire's in charge of watching all of his TV shows.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's I can't be asked for that.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of episodes. So Claire, commitment. That's what you're doing. Get started now.
Yep.
Before you even listen to this episode tomorrow, I want you to start now, and we'll just do a few films.
Easy.
Sorted.
Yeah.
Easy.
And we'll have a few beers whilst we do it.
Absolutely a few beers while we do it. Yeah. So next, this one might take all night, mate. So Nikki gave us Sexual Experiences.
Okay.
But I've given up on.
You have.
So
you have.
Other than that, I don't really know what a sexual experience is.
No. Not something I'm familiar with.
No, I heard someone talk about it once.
Yeah.
It sounded pretty gross, if I'm honest with you. It's not something I'd want to
messy.
do. Yeah, that's it. And I like you here. You know, I like to keep my house clean.
Very clean.
So I don't really want to get into that sort of mess. And also, I get cold, so why would I want to take clothes off?
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think you can do it with clothes on, as far as I'm aware. It's not what I read on Wikipedia.
I wouldn't know.
No.
I avoid the subject.
Yeah, me too. Let's not talk about it anymore because I'm getting a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Before someone tries to do it to me.
Run away.
So next, Jack Hudson just sent us loads.
Okay.
Which I'm down for. I want to message him back saying, good choice. He went, which one? So I just replied, all of the above. So he gave us films that didn't live up to the hype. So
nice.
Give me one you can think of. What film can you think that you was looking forward to and it just didn't live up?
Oh, I mean, there's absolutely loads of them. I mean, the one I spoke about recently in the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly episode was Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Was that hyped? I suppose it had the expectation, wasn't it? I don't think people hyped it up because it was mixed from the start.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for one that's maybe a bit of a pet peeve of mine.
Go on.
That I might get lynched for.
Go on.
In fact, I probably will. I'm going to go for The Godfather.
Oh, do you want to do this to yourself?
I'm doing it. I'm committing. I'm not scared.
But then,
right. The problem is, I'm not saying it's a bad film because it's not. It's a classic film, but the way people talk about it, Claire included, is that it's absolute perfection. Like, this is the greatest film of all time. This is the
what
best
cinema is.
This is it does not get better than this, and that's what people are saying to you, like, before you've even watched it, like, once. And I didn't like I wasn't particularly young when I watched it. I must have been like, I don't know, like late teens or whatever when I watched it for the first time, and probably, you know, didn't appreciate it for what it was. But afterwards, I was very much like, okay, like that. I'm not saying it's a bad film, but the way people have spoke about it and still do, it was very, very overhyped. And now I'm going to hide and run away.
I want to say this beforehand, just before you do come after Ryan. We're taking this as films that didn't live up to the hype to you.
Yeah, that's
not in general. I love The Godfather. I think The Godfather's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
didn't
what
live
I'm
up
saying.
To the hype for you.
Yeah. If we're talking generally, as in like, oh, is this a hype that everyone thought this would be the best film ever, then everyone thought it'd be shit? You could do. There's bloody loads of them. Look, something like, I don't know, The Suicide Squad, the first one.
Yeah.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Garbage. You know, everyone thought it was going to be banging. That would be a great topic. We could spend a
lot of time.
We could do a whole episode on that one.
Definitely, and I think we will.
Although I'll probably be dead because all the Godfather fans will have
murdered you by then.
Yeah.
The last one for me that I was genuinely so excited for, I just mentioned it, was Glass, because Unbreakable was fantastic. I'm a Shyamalan fan. Split, it's fucking out of this world.
Yeah,
it's so good. If you've not seen it, dude, get it watched.
Yeah.
James McAvoy's greatest film.
Did you know that I've starred in a film with him?
I have heard that, mate. I've heard that.
Me and James like this.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of his. Like, I loved Filth. That's such a great film.
Yeah.
So I love him. It's incredible. So I loved Unbreakable. Split was another level, blew my fucking mind. Then they just decided, that's actually connected to Unbreakable, which, let's be honest, I think he probably just wanted to make a third, so made him. But for me, I was like, okay, you've obviously got an idea.
Yeah.
And we get more of McAvoy.
Mm-hmm.
And we get Bruce Willis. Unfortunately, we're at the Bruce Willis don't give a fuck stage now, but let's see where we go. And Samuel L. Jackson was great in Unbreakable. Fucking biggest load of dog shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Fucking horrendous.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I went in there, and I'd not heard great stuff about it. Some people were a bit like, this bit dog shit, but I'm weird with film. I watch shit be horror and love it.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'm okay with that. And I'll go into a film and say why I love it when everyone hates it. I'm okay. But it was just bad, man.
Yeah.
In my head, I was so hyped up for that film, and it gave me nothing.
Yeah.
So he gave us another one, underrated film. I'm going to do this on behalf of both of us, if that's okay.
Sure.
Whiplash.
Would you say it's underrated?
Yeah, I would. I'm not kidding you, mate. Most people that say which favourite film, and I say that, don't know what Whiplash is. I would say it's underrated, yeah.
Yeah.
My housemate stood next to me, like nodding like a fucking, like a church dog, like, oh my God.
Okay, I suppose it depends on what we mean by the meaning of underrated. I think anyone that's seen that film would all agree it's incredible. It's incredible. I just think it's one that is just not well known.
That's what I'm going with underrated.
Okay.
It's just, it is Oscar worthy. It didn't win an Oscar, did it?
No, I think J.K. Simmons won.
Oh, he did, didn't he, for supporting?
Yeah.
So it's an Oscar-winning film.
Yeah.
And not many people's heard of it.
Yeah, I totally get that. I thought, my interpretation for underrated was that people think it's not great when it actually is.
Okay.
Like,
okay, well, you can give us one of them then. For me, I went down the road of...
Like I say unknown, like goes under the radar,
under
doesn't
the radar,
it? Like,
yeah.
And I totally agree because not many people I know have seen Whiplash.
No.
Everyone that has, though, like, one of the best films I've ever seen.
Yeah, one of the greatest films. And do you know what? Metal Lords, Goss, so you give us your 60-second recommendation. The one thing that had against it in my head was there's some amazing drum montage.
Right.
You can't give me a drum montage after I've seen fucking Whiplash.
Yeah.
They get better in Lords of Metal, I'll be honest. By then, you're like, okay, pretty cool. This is a nerdy guy. He's now looking a bit shredded. Now he's got his fucking metal stuff on. He looks quite cool. Fuck off. You're not Miles Teller in Whiplash. Shut up.
Unreal.
And yeah, so...
We'll have to do a proper deep dive just on Whiplash.
We 100% are going to do that.
Because that's the birth of this. The whole reason this podcast exists, isn't it?
It was
because of Whiplash.
That and Peanut Butter Falcon on it.
I feel like we need to do that. Those two films, we'll do a whole episode.
Can't find Peanut Butter Falcon anywhere.
Can you not? It was on Prime for ages.
Was it?
Yeah, that's what I watched it on.
It might be on there still then, because I watched it on Netflix.
Right, yeah.
And it's not on there anymore.
I think that's another one, Peanut Butter Falcon, in terms of, if we're going by like what you're saying, that's another one that's a great film. No one's seen it.
No, I know.
Such a good, heartfelt film. Yeah. Again, we could
an episode. Them two films, one episode. The birth of Into the Pod.
Yeah.
Was because of that 4-hour conversation when we should have been working.
Yeah, unreal.
Banging. Okay, and his last one was pet hate in films. So what's the one trope you hate seeing in a film?
I'll have to think about that because there is probably loads, but on...
Okay, mine is people falling over in horror films.
Yeah, I mean, that's a classic one, isn't it?
It's just fucking... Every time it happens, it takes away from the film.
Yeah,
I immediately just go, oh, you're that type of film. There's no realism, not even realism when you're talking about ghosts and ghoulies and whatever, but there's not, like, you're falling over in the woods, like, ridiculously.
No one does that.
No
one runs 10 foot and just falls over.
No, they don't, but they do. That's my number one.
Yeah, I can totally back that. I would say similar. It's normally horror films that have the classic, tropes that we've mentioned quite a few times that are just a bit naff.
That, and only because I'm not a rom-com fan, I love you. Everything's amazing. You've done something to really annoy me. We're split up forever. Oh, we're okay again.
Yeah.
That
the whole storyline.
Every fucking chick flick is the same. Every rom-com is that. It's just, oh, you've done something. And you know what? Like, there's been good spins on it. Like, I Love You Man. You seen I Love You Man?
I have, yes.
Like films like that. Did they take that trope and they play with it well?
Yeah. That's a great film.
It's such a good film, isn't it? It's so good.
It's so good.
Great acting. But yeah, so that to me in itself is just, oh, fuck off. I've seen it a million times. We know what's going to happen. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's when you can sort of take that and move away from it. So films like A Marriage Story.
I've not watched that one. The Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson one.
Yep. I cried, bearing in mind at the time I was a prison officer. I'm a big burly prison officer. I cried watching a certain scene on that film and my tears bled into the prison officer shirt I was ironing.
No way.
And I was at work the next day wearing my tear-soaked prison officer shirt, thinking, none of you know. There I'm like, you get down your door. No, stop fighting, you two. Last night I was crying over an Adam fucking Driver and Scarlett Johansson film.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, big burly man, me.
Adam Driver will do that to you.
He will.
What an actor.
Although I've heard his new film, something I've heard everyone say, what a waste of time.
Is that the one that's just come on Netflix?
Blind Lights, is it? Or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. I've seen something come on Netflix recently, and it's like him and his family, and it looks a bit weird.
Yeah, everyone I've seen review it have said it's dog shit.
Yeah, but I feel like Adam Driver is one of those actors that he'll put himself out there.
Yeah.
And he'll try things. It doesn't always work. He was in a zombie film with
Bill Murray.
And like the pictures of it look banging. Like the poster, it looks like it really cool.
It bombed, didn't it?
I've not watched it, but all the reviews for it are like this should be one of the greatest like zombie films of all time, and it is just awful.
That's why I didn't bother.
Yeah,
I've
same.
not heard anything good about it.
Yeah, which is a shame, but
massively. Okay, so next, Oliver gave us top 5 fruit.
Top 5 fruit.
Let's just throw it out there. I'm going to go peach.
Really?
I love a peach.
I've never got into a peach.
Love a peach.
Yeah.
Love a nectarine.
Okay.
Love a good nana.
I love a nana. I would agree with the nana. So
Potassium for stamina, mate.
Yeah, you need it. You need it.
I'm going pineapple.
Really?
Love pineapple.
On a pizza? Not on a pizza.
Fucking anywhere, mate. Yeah. I'm not having this fucking bullshit. No pineapple on pizza. That is Facebook.
Yeah.
That's not a real opinion. Get your own opinion.
Pineapple's banging on a pizza.
Pineapple's banging everywhere. Yeah. Get your own opinion. Don't just read what you see on fucking Facebook and agree with it. Shut up. And then finally, we're going to go with the grape.
Grapes are fantastic. I don't actually have grapes very often.
You know what? I have them more now because for little and going to school, it's all healthy snacks. So it's carrot sticks and grapes and bits and bobs. So I have more in now. And obviously, I only take her to school on like a Monday.
Yeah.
So I have them for the rest of the week. So it's great.
Okay.
And they just go great on their own. Bit of yogurt on, obviously, just.
Exactly.
They're just good everywhere.
Just very, we maybe should have that as the snack of the week once.
Grapes.
Healthy week. We're going grapes. Thanks, Oliver. Look what you've done to us.
Yeah, right. Okay, Oliver. Think about it when our snack of the week is grape.
Yeah.
Think of what you're doing. So, banana for you. Number 1.
Banana. I'm going to go classic apple. You can't it's just a staple.
Now I love an apple, mate, but I'm scared. I bite into one of them, my teeth ain't coming out.
I do have to bite it on the side.
I'm scared, mate,
because my front teeth, like this bit here, this bit of my front tooth has been chipped, so that's like fake. So I have to bite on the side. So
it scares me.
I am worried of that.
I slice an apple.
So I'm happy with that. Yeah, more than happy with that. So banana, apple, blueberries.
Love a blueberry. Okay, yeah.
We have frozen ones. Put them in overnight oats, mixed in with some yogurt and oats. Fantastic. So good.
Okay.
Takes like 30 seconds to make as well. Literally, I've timed it because I'm like, it's really late. I want to go to bed.
Oh my God, you can make 2 of them in a 60-second recommendation.
I can. I've timed it. What else? I'm struggling now.
Strawberry?
No. I'm not a big strawberry fan.
Not a berry fan. What about?
I mean, I could probably put grape in there myself as well.
Yeah.
We'll go on. What are you going to
say?
What
about the kiwi? I love a kiwi.
You know what? I've not got into kiwi.
Really? I love a kiwi.
I feel like I'm missing some.
Are you a melon boy?
No.
They're very boring, aren't you, melon?
Yeah. They've never done it for me.
No.
I'm going to go grape as well.
You're banging the grape in there.
I don't know whether to go boring again and just go orange.
It's okay.
Because they're just staples.
Yeah. Orange, Satsuma. Where are you going?
I'm going orange.
See, I'm an easy peel Satsuma guy.
You know what? The easy peel are banging.
I ain't got time to be fucking about with an orange peel. That's my problem.
Yeah.
So I get the kids' tiny little easy peel Satsumas, the really small ones, and I just take 3 of them in with me.
Yeah.
To work.
Okay, because I don't have any nails.
No, I don't either. And again, I can't bite into it like some people do.
Oh, no.
My teeth will be gone.
Yeah.
I've only got 3 of me, and I don't need to be losing them.
Exactly. Got to look after them.
So, top 5 fruit. Well done, Oliver.
Yeah.
Never thought we'd be having that.
I'll be disappointed with my answers later.
You will.
On the drive home, I'm thinking,
fucking hell,
why didn't I say
dragon fruit?
Yeah, or I don't know, tomato.
I love passion fruit flavour.
Yeah.
Love the flavour of passion fruit, but I couldn't say any passion fruit.
No, not about that.
Okie dokie. So next, Megan Astill.
Yes.
She's asked us what our favourite soundtrack is.
Oh, right. Are we talking, I need clarification here, are we talking soundtrack as in something like Guardians of the Galaxy, which has songs on it that are already existing songs, or are we talking film score, like the original score, like the classical sound?
You can buy both on CD, so take both, because you're going to go Lord of the Rings.
There you go. Done. That's good. Right. Next. Right. I genuinely want to do a top 5 film scores.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about it because I could talk about it all day. Lord of the Rings will take the number one spot, and no word of a lie, the hour drive to get here, I was listening to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack all the way.
Today?
Yeah.
Really?
On the drive to you, literally about an hour ago. It's just something, it's just comforting. I love it.
Interesting.
So, I mean, Lord of the Rings tops all my lists.
Yeah.
It's always going to. But there's some other banging scores out there that I want to talk about. So, you go for your top one now, but I'm going to put a pin in that,
and we're going to do
Megan, because I want to do a full top 5 on film scores, and then we could even do a separate one on film soundtracks. You know, where it is like a mix up of random song, like actual songs thrown in, because some of them are quality now.
Okay, soundtrack. I'm going to go soundtrack songs. Then you've gone score. I'm going to go songs. It's really hard because for me, it will always be between Batman, the whole Prince album, because that was fucking banging.
Yep.
Oh, fuck it. So there's that. Baby Driver was a fucking banging soundtrack.
A choice. That'd probably be mine if it was soundtracks. Baby Driver.
Drive was really good as well.
Drive is another one. I've got both Drive and Baby Driver on vinyl.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
I'm going Baby Driver.
Nice.
I'm going Baby Driver.
Yeah. Great choice. I've listened to that loads. Like I said, I've got a beautiful vinyl of it. Like the sleeve is like the cover.
That's
awesome.
Awesome.
Where all the characters in the different positions, and it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the Drive one I've got, the actual vinyl itself is bright pink.
Is it? Oh,
like like the writing, the Drive. Oh, yeah,
sexy as fuck. I've only got the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks.
Yeah, I've got that. I've got them as well.
Yeah, I've only got them. I've not got any other soundtrack in there.
Both great pulls though. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad you pulled them.
Now, Queen did the full soundtrack
to Highlander. Yeah, they did.
Which is a fucking banging soundtrack.
It really is. Probably one of the lesser popular Queen soundtracks.
Yeah. But it's still pretty fucking good.
But I think I've listened to a lot of those songs, like It's Kind of Magic and stuff, and just thought, before I'd seen Highlander, and just thought, it's just a Queen poppy song. Mm-hmm. But then once you've watched the film, you get much more of an appreciation.
Yes.
And like the scene of like, because obviously he's immortal and like his wife getting old and stuff, and he stays the same age, and like like the sound, like Who Wants to Live Forever, it just gave it a whole next level of emotion.
Absolutely,
didn't it? I'm like, God, this is so
Queen.
What are you doing? Another great pick there. Oh, you're on fire tonight, Sam.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. So we'll move on then, because you want to do the top 5 scores. So this is one I'm going to save this one to last because I want to have a little bit of a chat about this. So my friend Danny Goldin gave us anime. Now I know you're not an anime fan, are you?
I'm not a fan.
Do you watch any anime at all?
I don't. Not the TV shows. I absolutely love like the Studio Ghibli.
Love them
films. And do they come under anime?
Yeah. Oh God, absolutely. Yeah.
So if you're talking Studio Ghibli, absolutely love that.
Did you know there is a 3-minute Studio Ghibli Star Wars?
I did not.
So I got told this recently. Apparently, they shared like a writing desk, a drawing desk.
Yeah.
And there was just a little Grogu on it. And everyone was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're taking on Star Wars. But apparently it's a 3-minute short. But apparently it's fucking banging.
Oh my God. That'd be amazing.
But I love the Ghibli stuff.
Yeah, same.
So that is probably a resolution for me for this year, is to get into more anime. So I like my anime. I'm very basic because I'm very early on. So obviously my entrance to it all was Dragon Ball Z. I then went on to watch Attack on Titan, which is fucking brilliant. Yeah. I've just started Demon Slayer, which I'm really enjoying. Baki, which is really good. So I'm getting into it slowly. Yeah. And actually, obviously Netflix gives you what they think you want to watch.
Yes.
All of my watch list is anime at the moment. So like the Castlevania stuff.
Okay, that's cool.
Because I want to get into it.
Yeah, and it's something I'd quite like to get into. I started watching Berserk, last year.
Yeah.
I couldn't find. So I was literally, they're all on YouTube, so I was just watching them on YouTube. Because that's like critically acclaimed as well. Like so many of them are. So I started watching that. Because I don't think Claire was that fussed, so it was one of them that I just watched on my own. So again, it's fallen by the wayside a little bit.
Yeah,
not because of quality, but because I always forget. Oh, go on YouTube to watch it. But Rich T at work, he loves his anime, so he's given me loads of cool recommendations over the years. So definitely want to get into more of that. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that they are doing an anime Lord of the Rings TV show.
Are they?
And it's...
You'll be into anime then, won't you?
Oh yeah, straight away. Sam, straight away. And I think it's about... So, I think you've only watched Lord of the Rings once, haven't you? But, it's about Rohan, so it's like it's either the founding or it's set like hundreds of years before the Lord of the Rings, and it's just about Rohan. It's about this one like battle and one king. But it's got like a banging cast. Like Brian Cox is like the voice of like the king in it. It's got like incredible cast. And I don't know if it's like a 10-12 episode special thing, but that'd be cool.
Interesting.
I think it's called like the War of the Rohirrim or something.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing to look out for.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, something I love, going to get into, going to watch more. The problem is, like, your classics, like your Naruto and stuff like that, there's just so fucking many.
I think that's the problem
there's
with
so
anime.
Many, like 400 or 500 episodes. That it's just... But let's say that I smashed through Dragon Ball Z, like all of them in about 6 months. That sounds like a long time. Bearing in mind, that's just watching a few here and there. And that was a lot of episodes.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of things. It puts me, when it's like a big pop culture thing or a big established like world, and it's when you come in from the outside, it becomes overwhelming
massively.
Like one thing I've been toying with recently, like just this last week or so, is another massive pop culture thing that I've never got into. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I've never watched any. I've never watched a single episode.
Okay.
People go absolutely mental for it. Like, it's another thing that, like, if you go to, like, a Comic-Con or whatever, there's an insane amount of Doctor Who stuff.
Oh, massive.
Like, it is huge. And I have never... Like, I might have seen the odd, like, 10 minutes here and there, but... And it's one of them, I think it's just... Coming from the outside, having never grown up with it, never watched it, don't know anyone that's watched it, it's almost overwhelming.
Where do you begin?
You look on IMDb, it's like, 250 episodes, and they're all like an hour long. You're like...
Yeah, exactly.
There's like... I don't know, 14 or 15 different doctors.
Yeah. I mean, I got into it. So I started watching Doctor Who with Eccleston.
Yes.
Ended at Tennant.
Yeah.
Did
you watch all of Tennant, or did you stop when Tennant started?
I stopped when Tennant left.
Right.
Because it was Matt Smith after Tennant, wasn't it?
Yes.
I stopped at Matt.
Yeah, see, what I really want to do... This is the thing, I love David Tennant. I watched a film the other week... what's the vampire one with David Tennant in? Friday? No. David Tennant and Colin Firth. It's like Fright Night.
Fright Night. Yeah.
So I watched that for the first time the other week because it was just on like Disney or something. And David Tennant was mint in it. It's so cool. And I've seen him in a few bits, so he's always quality.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, but his big thing is Doctor Who.
Yeah, of
and
course.
I feel like to appreciate David Tennant more, I need to have watched his Doctor Who. So that's where this sort of idea has come from.
Yeah.
So
I could just watch his.
I could just bang through Eccleston's because I think he's only in like 10 or 12 episodes.
And he is a good doctor.
Yeah, and then I thought I'll try and get into David Tennant because people say, a lot of people say he's the best one.
Yeah.
So I might see how we go.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds.
But same with anime, it just becomes
overwhelming.
It's like where the hell to start?
So the next one is from Francis Dowdle.
Yep.
He gave us conspiracy theories.
I saw him post this actually on Facebook. Yeah.
Now I don't know whether it's something he's interested in or whether he's listened to it and gone, Sam likes cults and shit, so he's probably into conspiracy. I am big into conspiracy theories. The problem with my issue is I like to buy books I'm not a big reader, but the books I do read are normally like. So I've read a lot of books on Hell's Angels, things like that. Like that shit really interests me. I've read a lot of serial killer books, and conspiracy theories. I've never found a good one.
Okay.
Ever. Because I want one that like encapsulates lots of different, even if it just gives you the basics.
Yeah.
Just give me some good info. Give me a good read. And I've never found a good one. And I think that's because I don't have a good knowledge of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I'm the
same.
same.
Not a massive knowledge, but everyone I've read with my small knowledge have not given me any information.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So obviously, the big interesting one, JFK.
Yeah.
The mass amounts, because everything's a conspiracy theory. If you get people that are smart enough to just question it, even if it's absolute bollocks, someone can make it a good conspiracy theory. Obviously, the 9/11 conspiracy theories around that. There's some interesting reads on that. Then you've got your conspiracy theories around, like, I've just bought a board game recently around conspiracy theories.
Okay.
So when you're talking around Bigfoot, fucking Loch Ness Monster, the Jersey Devil, all these types of things.
So many, isn't there?
They're just so interesting. And my big one, the Illuminati. I fucking love it. I can get lost for about 12 hours watching videos on the Illuminati.
Really?
Easy.
Wow. Okay.
I don't walk away from any of them believing a thing I've just heard.
Yeah.
But I find them ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just fascinating.
Oh my God.
The level that people go to as well.
Oh my God. Have you seen that Kanye West is in the Illuminati because he did this triangle with his fingers?
Oh, God,
I mean, I have a fucking Illuminati tattoo on my finger. I'm not in the Illuminati.
You know Kanye West?
Oh, no. Shit. Oh, God, now I'm out.
You've ruined that.
If having this tattoo meant I knew Kanye West, I'd chop the cunt off. Oh, C-bombed it.
Oh, no.
Oh. 11 episodes.
11 episodes. We do like the red lights come on, the sprinklers have come on.
Shit. Sorry, everyone. No more. Another 11
it's about
episodes
Kanye West as well.
Understandable.
I mean, that is fair. I think it applies. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone's letting me off on that. Are there any that fascinate you, interest you?
You know what? It's not something that I've ever really got into.
No.
They've never. I think it's because they wind me up. You know, like a lot. I don't know a lot of them, so don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying people are wrong or people are right because I don't have enough knowledge about it to have an opinion. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I've not looked into it. I've not looked at this. You know, the bits I've seen or like people share on Facebook or you know. Things like, I don't know, like the ones that come to my head, like during lockdown, during COVID and stuff. And there was like people sharing video, like shared a letter that was Donald Trump had written to like the Chinese government, which proved that COVID was man-made and they'd all spread it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, where'd you get this letter from? Oh, Dave down the working club shared it. Like,
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Dave's got access to top secret American documents. I'm like, so stuff like that, I'm like, come on, this is just stupid.
You've got to have that level of acceptance to be able to get into it. And I have that. Of just, go on then.
Yeah,
entertain me.
No, see, I don't. I'm just like, they wind me up. Yeah. So I generally avoid because I just find myself getting pissed off.
Yeah, I don't get annoyed by
it's just
it.
so, like, some of the stuff I've seen is just so stupid. And again, like I said, that's not going to apply to everything. But yeah, I don't know. I just, as much as I find it entertains me. This is why I love shit like Christians against tattooed parents, and like I love shit like yeah.
You know, like,
I know what you're saying.
If you have tattoos, you're a bad parent, and you're going to hell, and your kids will grow up to be crack dealers. And I love shit as much as that would wind most people up. I love shit like that, and I love watching the backlash of shit like that.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know. It's because I love my gossip.
You do love a gossip.
My gossip, and no matter how much I think it's bollocks, I go out my way. I was known at work for starting the most ridiculous gossip ever, and it was all that ridiculous.
Yeah,
as ridiculous as such and such member of staff was going to be on bargain hunt, but during a show slipped on a banana peel and couldn't be aired. Like that ridiculous to see how many people I could get to believe it. That's because of my fascination with conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love stuff like that. Jack Magic, the boy from Utopia Project,
the man himself,
gave us a little something, which is a talker.
Go on.
For the rest of your life, only one fast food chain can survive. Which one's it going to be?
Oh, I've discovered a new one through Kyle, our vegan friend Kyle.
Yeah.
And it's not a massive chain, but I think it's starting to establish itself a little bit around the Nottingham area.
Okay.
And it's called, I'm going to get it wrong now, Filthy Vegan.
Okay.
And it's a vegan fast food chain. They've got one in the outlet, like the MacArthur Glen outlet.
Okay, yeah.
And they had like a stall at the like Nottingham Christmas markets and stuff. So they are starting to spread. We went there. Me and Carl went there just to get dinner once we met up. And he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go here to get like a kebab or whatever." And I was like, "All right, fine. I'll just go to Burger King." Who had like a shit, like obviously I was, pescatarian, shit like veggie option. So I went there, ordered a burger from there, went over to the Filthy Vegan, looked at the menu. I was like, "Oh my God, this all looks incredible."
Really?
To the point where I then picked up my Burger King order and ordered another burger from the Filthy Vegan and just ate 2 burgers.
That is outstanding.
But Filthy Vegan, it was 1,000,000 times better than Burger King.
Really?
And now it's like, I always message Carl saying, "Can we go to the Filthy Vegan?"
Interesting.
And he says no, and then he'll just go on his own, the bastard.
He's such a shitbag, isn't he?
Yeah.
What's his problem?
What a jerk.
He is a proper jerk.
But yeah, so I'm going that one. It's a bit of a rogue choice because not many people know about it. But even if you're not vegan, the food's banging. I'm not vegan. Food's quality.
Interesting. Okay.
What are you going for?
I'm going for, again, not many people have heard of it. I don't know if there's any others. I think there might be, but I've only ever had the one in Nottingham, in Mapley. It's called Berg.
Not heard of it.
It's just a burger joint.
Yep.
This thing, you can drink the grease that comes out of the fucking thing. It is the most intense burger I've ever had.
Okay.
Then you get like these cheese fries with it, which is that dirty, like nacho melty shit. Oh my God. I'm not kidding you. You feel the pain in your heart.
You feel like your heart clogging up
you
straight away.
You 100% feel your arteries clogging up while you're eating it. It is worth every second of it.
Wow.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
But you're full for the rest
good.
of the day once you've had one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, sorry, dude.
In
In the Nottingham area, if you've never had a burger in Mapley, get one.
Yeah.
Highly, highly, highly recommended.
Same for Filthy Vegan. If
I'm going to go, I would avoid that like the plague normally, just because I'd always assume, I had this conversation with Carl, I've never found an amazing vegan substitute.
Yes.
He introduced me to some vegan cheese that I loved.
Yeah.
That's the hard one.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Okay, we'll have a Filthy Vegan.
Well, if you come to mine, we could always call there, have some food, and then go have some beers or do whatever, play a bit of Magic.
Of course.
Or even the next day when we're a bit hanging, we could go
get
an amazing like burger or kebab because they're banging. Honestly.
Okay. Yeah, banging. All right, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Game on.
I'm hungry.
Okay, so last one, and I'm calling this out now. I'm calling someone out.
Go on.
I'm calling out your mother.
Okay.
Because your mum is the most supportive person on our social media. Everything is love-hearted and like laughy face. And I've never met your mum, but she just comes across as the most sweet person ever. And I don't even think she listens.
I don't think she wants to listen.
Yeah.
Maybe listen to the first couple, but it's definitely not up to date. It's massively behind.
So I'm calling her out on this one because she gave us a recommendation, which was brilliant. So this is me saying, Mrs. Chittenden, Anne, if you listen, reach out to me. Reach out on the podcast social media and just give me a little thumbs up. Just give me a little. I'm listening, Sam. Don't you worry. I've got you, boys. Just give me a bit of that because I actually think my heart would melt if I got that.
Really?
I do, yeah. And
Okay.
I've never met your mum.
Yeah.
But I feel such a bond with your mother being in charge of the social media. And I've never met her.
Well, we can change that.
Yeah.
The Filthy Vegan's like 2 minutes from our house. So,
Can that be my introduction to your mum?
We can call in, yeah.
Oh, let's do it. Will you make me a nice cup of tea?
Yeah.
Banging. So, Anne, if you're listening, drop me a little message. Tell me you got our backs.
Okay.
Because she wants to know what our favourite musical is.
Our favourite musical?
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. Are we counting things like what class is a musical? Is it got to be like a theatre, what you class something that on like theatre production, like, I don't know, your classics like, I can't even think of anything, Chicago or,
I mean, yeah.
Or would you class something like a Disney film where there's singing in it as a musical?
What do you think the definition of a musical would be? 3 or more songs? There is a definition, isn't it?
I don't know, yeah.
It's 2 or 3 or more songs makes it a musical. I'm sure it is.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, we can call it Disney. As long as,
so if that's
let's say 3 or more songs, it's a musical.
So that's going to be pretty much most Disney films.
Yeah.
And,
unless you want to keep it.
I feel we should keep them separate.
Yeah, all right, we'll keep them separate then. We'll keep them away from that. It's a mix-up between 2 for me. It's probably going to be Moulin Rouge.
Right. Not Blood Brothers.
I do love Blood Brothers, but Moulin Rouge for me, my party trick,
Go on.
my 2 party tricks. One is my rendition of Wild Wild West by Will Smith. You've never seen anything like that when I'm pissed up, mate.
I'm looking forward to it.
I was at a wedding once and I had the whole crowd in a semicircle whilst I was at the front rapping Will Smith Wild Wild West,
amazing,
giving it big style. And my other one is me and Chunk.
Yep.
We do the Elephant Love Medley together. He's normally Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
He takes the high parts, me bless him.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. That song, word for word, I fucking love it. I still to this day, I'll still wander around work just singing it.
Wow. Okay.
And I love the fucking show anyway.
Yes.
My second would be Les Mis.
Yeah, okay. Any particular version of it?
Oh, I'll go for the Russell Crowe and Jackman one.
Yeah. I'm not a massive musical fan.
So you strike me as maybe like a War of the Worlds type.
I absolutely love War of the Worlds. I've not seen the production of it.
I haven't. I'd love to though.
I would love to, but that is something like the soundtrack or like the production of it.
Bum, bum, bum.
I've listened to that so many times.
Oh yeah,
that is so good. So yeah, I could have that maybe up there. So if that could go up there. I really enjoy The Great Showman.
The Great Showman is good.
It's just cheesy and poppy.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's banging in it.
Like real musical fans will beat us up for not going Sound of Music.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary Poppins.
Yeah, the classics.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
They've never really done it for me. I mean, my mum's will definitely be The Sound of Music.
Yep.
And we grew up on that, so I know every word to every song in that film.
Yeah, this is the thing. I didn't grow up with any of them.
Right.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang I did. The rest of them I never did. I've never seen The Sound of Music. So I will not, and if I have, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
So I won't get into that now.
Oh, yeah.
I will never watch that now as a 34-year-old man that's quite into the films I'm into and enjoy The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
It just won't happen.
Yeah, it was something that was always on in our house. Even at Christmas, when we were there, like, my mum put it on and then she got a lovely picture of my niece and nephew who were like 3 and 1 watching Sound of Music.
Oh, cool.
And, it's like introducing the next generation to it.
Yeah.
Sat eating their crisp or whatever. And it's like, that was literally my life. So I couldn't escape it. So
it's your turn now.
Yeah, your turn now. Yeah. So for my own choice, I'm going to War of the Worlds. You pulled that for me, but that is quality. Love that. The original one though, because they redid it, didn't they?
They did.
More recently with like Liam Neeson as like the narrator.
They did,
I don't know, the guy from Kaiser Chiefs is in it and stuff.
But he was, wasn't he? Yeah.
Some cool people in it, but can't be the original.
No, you can't be the original. Great choice. Great choice.
Then maybe we could do that that could be a top 5 one. We could do
musicals, definitely.
We could do a musicals one.
Definitely down for that. And the last one, let's just see the time again. Oh God, we're at 2 hours.
It's going to be a long one.
This is going to be a long one. So the last one that I just wanted to throw out there was childhood obsessions. And this is why I wanted to talk about this last and why I kept saying leave it. Because for me, if you want to see my childhood obsessions, bring out a streaming site that plays 90s and noughties, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. I will never get off it.
Yes.
I will never watch another film or TV episode of anything ever again because I'm watching that shit.
Yeah.
Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Cat Dog, Cow
Dog.
and Chicken.
Yeah.
Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. These are things
Johnny
like
Bravo.
earlier, when I was saying like, I think this is why you said we'll talk about it later when we were on about the cartoons, and I wanted to do some like honourable mentions because things like Cat Dog,
they were all in there. That's why I was like, don't do it
like
because
Cow
the
and Chicken, all those things which were ridiculous cartoons. There was loads of them. What was Hey Arnold on? Was he Cartoon Network?
He was Cartoon Network.
What about Arthur?
What was he on?
Was he Nickelodeon?
He was Nickelodeon.
Yeah, so
I liked Arthur. I was a fan.
Yeah, same. There's loads of them like that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Who sent that? Was that Lucy?
That was Lucy, yeah.
Yeah, Lucy sent that. That's a good one.
But then, not just your cartoons, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, I loved Sabrina.
Kenan and Kel.
Amazing.
Sister.
Yeah. Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell. Another fucked up one, Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, I don't think I watched that
Never
one.
watched that one.
No.
I can't even, I think it was a wallaby or something.
Right.
What there was Clarissa Explains It All.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
Unreal TV.
What was Angelina something? Angelina Ballerina? No, Angelina something. She was like a real face, but all cartoon, like cutouts.
Oh, I don't know.
It was Angelina something. That was really weird. So it was a real face,
Yeah.
black and white face, but everything around was like cut out paper, and it moved with the story and shit. It was
I don't know.
Angelina something.
Oh, I can't remember.
If anyone knows what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
write in, because that's going to do my fucking head in.
Well, there's loads. Like Pinky in the Brain, have we said that?
Pinky and the Brain,
Right.
yes.
Oh, man.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yes. Incredible.
Original Transformers.
Oh,
I still have, and I won't watch it because I will cry, the film, the movie, where it dies.
you get choked up.
And I can't cope. Okay?
Really?
I can't cope with that shit.
Yeah.
Biker Mice from Mars. Did you ever watch that?
No.
Is it 3 or 4? 3 big burly mice that were next to nothing, were shredded, and the only thing they did wear was PVC leather.
Okay.
It was the most
What?
homoerotic bestiality thing on television. I have the box set.
Okay.
It's fucking banging, my friend.
Right. Amazing.
WWF.
Oh, yes.
Attitude Era.
That was one of my top obsessions. It was
Outstanding.
incredible. So good. I had all the figures. I had the belts. I used to practice wrestling. Like Drew,
Yeah.
my sister, suffered many like a choke slam or like a rock bottom.
Mate, the day I learned how to do a fucking power bomb from start to finish on my sister.
Yeah. We can swanton bombing off the sofa.
Oh, mate, you're
on
fucking
someone's bed.
mental. Okay, so never swanton bomb.
Oh, mate, I was all about swan. And then when we got a trampoline in the garden, next
game
level.
over.
Next
Yeah.
level. Wrestling was one of my top ones, definitely. Lord of the Rings obviously was an obsession, that's the one that stuck throughout my entire life and will be there forever. I was obsessed with that. Everything Lord of the Rings. I had the figures, I had the books, I had like the bloody picture, like film stills. I had everything.
Yeah.
Like all the magazines, like that would like come in, like I don't know, like the Times did a piece on the new film. I got it all. They're all bagged in my loft somewhere.
Amazing.
Obviously like the Warhammer stuff. So that again, I said earlier, Lord of the Rings are top of all my lists, but that'll be there.
Will be.
But so many childhood obsessions. That's a great one.
Tell you what was a childhood obsession for me, because it was something I could never actually do bar pretend. Quidditch.
Really?
I was obsessed with Quidditch. All I wanted to do was play Quidditch.
Wow.
Because I couldn't.
Yeah. No.
I remember as a kid, making like a little diorama of Quidditch out of cereal boxes. And I remember creating like this little game that me and my sister used to play with. Like, I made this golden snitch that used to zoom up and down the washing line.
Right,
And we had
okay.
to throw balls, and then this would get thrown every now and then. You have to try and grab it as it
No
went past
way.
you. I was obsessed as a
You
kid.
probably got to sell. That's
oh,
cool.
God, I fucking loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I mean, I was obsessed with Harry Potter as well.
Like, see, the film itself, I loved it, and the game was incredible.
Yeah, so good.
PS1, that is another childhood obsession.
Yeah, definitely.
Just anything on the PS1, getting it chipped.
Oh,
Getting your PS1 chipped.
I never got mine chipped, but I got my the original Xbox chipped.
Did you?
Yeah.
Having that one dodgy bloke that sold you the games.
Yeah.
Because all the time I used to remember, I'll not give his name out, but I remember going up to him in a shop once and being like, when are you going to bring us another list of games? And he gave me a proper bollocking outside of the shop because obviously it was illegal.
Yeah.
But I used to remember him, and only as I was an older man that I realised he used to come round and he'd give us the list, and it was like 3 for a £5. And then he always used to say to me, Dad, "You're coming through. I've got the blue mag," because he did fucking knock off porn on the side, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Which at the time didn't mean anything to me.
Yeah,
But growing up, whilst his kids were upstairs picking what games they wanted, we're getting the new SmackDown, mate. That's what we're getting.
Oh,
Dad's
amazing.
downstairs getting Debbie Does Dallas 43. that made no sense to me until we were older.
Incredible. So good.
Love it.
Star Wars was a massive obsession.
You know what? I was a late bloomer into Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't get into Star Wars. So my first entrance to Star Wars as a kid was Episode 1.
Right.
I didn't watch anything before that. It wasn't something that interested me.
Yeah.
And do you know what it was? Because I hated the thought of Star Trek as a kid.
Yeah.
And to me, as a kid, 2 and 2 made 8.
Yeah.
So I never watched them. It was an adult life that I got into Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the only memory I had of it was being obsessed with, like, as a kid, being obsessed with like Jar Jar Binks and shit. As a kid.
Yes.
And Darth Maul and shit. And then growing up being like, what the fuck was all that? Because when you watch them 3 films, they're very confusing for a child.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up like, the films aren't great. I love the characters.
Yes.
You know, like, looking at it now, what the fuck's pod racing? But back then I had the game on the on the N64, whatever it was on. But yeah, so growing up, Star Wars left a bit of taste in my mouth. Then I was like, it's about time I grew up and actually watched them. Then I got into them.
Yeah, see, I was the opposite. I was brought up on the original ones, so we had them on VHS. Although we didn't have Return of the Jedi, so I was always gutted. But I used to watch them all the time. I had all the figures, like the storybooks, like, you know, like the encyclopedias. I had everything. I was obsessed. And then obviously when the Phantom Menace came out, again, obsessed with that. I think I missed Attack of the Clones, so I didn't really get that. But then like when it was like Revenge of the Sith, like loads of my mates got back into it. I had all the games on, like, because so many great games on like the PlayStation, PS2, like loads of great ones. That was a massive obsession for me. A couple other random obsessions for me that were massive, really random ones though, was the TV show Sharp with Sean Bean.
With Sean Bean, shit, man.
I was obsessed.
Wow, okay.
Like, absolutely obsessed. That was probably my number one obsession as a kid.
Interesting.
We had all the videos. I basically got introduced to it because I think when I was young, like, because they came out in from 94 to 98 or something.
Yeah.
And they're always on TV, on like ITV. So it's Sharp. For those that don't know, it's Sean Bean. He plays like a British officer during the Napoleonic Wars. And it's like about him, his exploits with his men throughout the war, based on Bernard Cornwell books.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that my earliest memory, I must have been about 7. You know, I got out of bed, couldn't sleep. My dad's watching summer on telly. And you know what it's like, oh, Dad, can I come sit and watch telly with you? He's like, yeah. So, and it was Sharp. And then my mum came back from work and was like, why is he up and why is he watching this, which he definitely should not be watching, because I was like 7 years old and he's there calling everyone you a bastard in his Yorkshire accent and just killing a load of French. And then it just became obsessed with it. I had all the videos, I had all the books, like, it was the book I used to get my grandma to read me to try and get me to sleep, and it was like the companion to like the TV show. So it was like, and she'd be like, "Oh, not again!" Like, I'm there, like, please tell me about Sharp and all of his men. I was obsessed, honestly, to the point where we had I'll go off a massive tangent here. Sharp should be its own episode. We had for our wedding, Claire and I's wedding, the theme was literature, because obviously Claire being an English teacher, big obsession. So like all the bouquets and everything were made out of books. We had like real books, and my cufflinks were books from Sharp books, from Bernard Cornwell books.
That's so cool.
And mine had a little excerpt, and it said Sharp on it on both my cufflinks. So it said I think it said like Rifleman and then Sharp, and then all my groomsmen were his different men.
That's
so like
awesome.
So like Ed, who was my best man, so Sharp, his like sergeant, so his main man, his best friend, like throughout the whole thing, is a guy called Harper, who's like this big Irish lad who like, you know, is his loyal friend. So Ed is like best man. He had Harper on his cufflinks, and then all my other groomsmen had names of his other chosen men. So like Hagman, like Harris Perkins, whatever, but actually taken from book pages that we got from like the charity shop of like old Bernard Cornwell books.
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
So that's like, it was like a homage to my big childhood obsession.
That's so cool.
So there you go.
What did you have from Spot the Dog?
A Spot.
Because that big red ball, mate, gets out of fucking control sometimes.
It really does.
It really does. Yeah.
And that was another one. Like, great pick there, Lucy. Like, could talk about that all day long.
Oh, definitely. Obviously, we don't need to say Xena the Warrior Princess and Hercules.
Xena the Warrior Princess and Hercules.
Because they're just obvious.
Yeah. We have spoken about them before.
And we have.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting out there, mate. Heartbeat. As a kid,
yeah, okay,
I used to fucking love Heartbeat.
Yeah, there was like a period maybe of like a year or two, I think, where my mum and dad my mum especially would watch it, so I'd like just tag along with it. But it wasn't one that stuck out.
Yeah, no, it was a Sunday night thing. It was always on before like Bath or something like that.
Yeah.
And I used to love it. I used to get really excited to watch it, but never tell them.
Right.
Because, I'm waiting for Cow and Chicken.
Yeah,
on
Cow and Chicken, obviously, yeah.
But then Sunday night, right before bed, I'm getting to watch Heartbeat,
yes.
bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The other one, which is another random TV show that no one probably heard of that I was obsessed with, was the Robin Hood series from the 80s, and it's called Robin of Sherwood.
Okay.
I know we've been going on for ages, so I'm not going to talk about it, but I absolutely loved that. It's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, not come across that one myself.
Yeah.
But this has been a fucking long one.
It has been a long one. Just before we go, Jessica messaged me separately about what she would like to see as well, and which is a banging suggestion, which I 100% want to do, Monty Python.
Oh, that's its own episode.
Which you said, like, and how we break it down is hard because obviously, do we do like top 5 films? Do we do, top 5 episodes from or skits from like the Flying Circus?
Yeah.
Do we do top 5 songs? There's lots of choice to do that, and I say it's a great choice, but we will do a full episode on that.
And it's going to be as long as this one.
Yes, absolutely. It might even have to be a 2-parter.
Yeah, Jess deserves that win for that.
Yeah, great suggestion.
Yeah, great suggestion. Well, over 2 hours. Fucking, this is getting longer, isn't it?
Getting long. Well, we got a lot of listeners, so we got a lot of suggestions, which is lovely. To be fair,
we had a lot to go through. Tonight. So thank you everyone that got involved with the giveaway. Thank you everyone that got involved with giving us ideas.
Yep.
We do this for you. Like, we have this conversation with you. So please carry on with talking to us, sending us messages, giving us ideas, because we love it. Get these 60-second recommendations in, because if you don't come to us, we're coming to you. So just do it before we have to make you do it, okay? Because it's just going to be a lot easier. Thank you for your support. It's been amazing. Let's make 2023 the year of the pod.
Absolutely. I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting.
So any final thoughts?
Just same as you, really. Just thanks everyone getting involved. Lots of great suggestions today.
Big time.
We've just scratched the surface with most of them. Mm-hmm. A lot of them, like I said, we've signposted. We want to do them justice. We'll probably do a full episode on loads of them.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, thanks for getting involved, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, and we'll see you in a week. Peace.